Yo, 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 yo. Pronounce it like the letter, don't say it at all. It's your boy S. Scott Bars Wrestling Media, along with the dynamic salute, the Southern King, Darkwing Dub. Coming up next, we got pro wrestling superstar Mark James is in the building. This is highly anticipated. You don't want to miss this. Coming up next.
This is the Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle Podcast, your home for real pro wrestling talk.
Tonight on Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle, we chop it up with Mark James.
This is the Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle Podcast, your home for real pro wrestling talk.
Strength is like powerhouse, dangerous slam, surgical, can't repair once I break every limb. The general, which ring you prefer, I defend, cause the ruler always prays on the food in his hand. I'm telling you fam, my entourage is definitely stacked. Don Callis, I'm related to every wolf in my pack. Diesel like Shaq, I'm always outside for the script. Light it up, we take the ring, no fear in our eyes. Gold on my shoulder, fire in the sky. Hear the crowd get loud, we were born to rise. Bars in the zone, Dub keeps the pace. Otter with the plan, we control the space.
You want the best? You're looking at her. This ain't just a sport, it's a lifestyle. Welcome to the Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle Podcast. We are the champions of wrestling talk.
Please stand by.
Now, here's your host for Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle Podcast, the insightful S. Scott Bars, wrestling media in the dynamic salute, Darkwing Dub.
We back. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell for more content. Yeah! Our special guest, Mark James. Yeah. Let's give that a round of applause. Yeah.
What's up, fellas? How are y'all?
What's going on? What's going on? Yeah. Highly anticipated. Finally got it done.
I hope I live up to expectations.
Yeah, we've been working on this one for a few months now.
Right? We just couldn't get schedules together, man. I don't know what happened last time, but like something came up and we couldn't get together. And then like it was just one thing after another. We kept trying to reschedule and y'all were busy or I was busy or whatever. But I appreciate y'all keeping up with me and trying to get me back on.
Oh no doubt. This was highly anticipated. A lot of our viewers and your peers that are familiar with you definitely wanted were vouching for you to get on the show and chop it up with us. So we was like, we definitely have to make it happen. So we here now. We are here. So I don't know where we start. Dub, you want to start it off?
First, I want to apologize in advance. I am on call for work. So if I abruptly get up and leave, that's just me going to work. That means I got the phone ring. That means I got to get up and go. But Mr. Mark James, you have a lot of fans around, especially around the eastern half of the country. And when I say fans, there's a lot of wrestlers that credit you for where they are now. Mm-hmm. What goes into your mindset when you're working with new talent or even talent that's been around for a bit?
Oh man. Y'all start with heavy questions. Okay. What's up, man? You got an important job. You're on call for stuff. And that's crazy, but I totally understand and I appreciate you letting us know beforehand. But I'm telling the truth, man. When I first came up in the business, I got in with a couple guys that were pretty new themselves, but they had a ring, and they taught me in the fact that they knew what they were doing. I found out pretty quick that I was just the bump dummy there, and I made it a point to get out of that situation into something better. But for years, I had to chase around the ability to learn something in this business. Yeah, I started in 2001. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm old as hell. But like the way I came up in this business is way different than the way these kids are coming up now. So I feel like it's my job as the guy that's been doing this for 20, 24 years, 25 years to be an example, not the exception to the rule. You know what I'm saying? So like, I want to be the example. I want to be the vet that I wish I had when I was growing up in this business. I wish I had somebody that I could always bounce ideas off of, that wasn't just negative about it all the time, that wanted to help you grow that idea into something that was worthwhile, that was going to make money for you. You know what I'm saying? And like, it's just hard to find people that are willing to do that and not want something in return. And like, I don't ever want nothing except these kids to be successful. So I feel like that's what helps me. And that's where my mindset goes. Like, as long as they're successful, I'm happy with what we did together.
So, real quick, I wanted to ask you this because this is something that's been in the news for the past week or so. What are your thoughts? Because you're talking about coming up in a different way than these kids are today. What are your thoughts with the whole AJ Styles, Avery Styles, and GCW?
Oh, all right. All right, we'll get into this. I don't have any issue with Avery Styles in the slightest. He is talent. He's flying talent on top of that. He's a guy that you pay more for a reason, and he's a star in your show. Now, if he chooses to come out there and help with the ring and help with the chairs and stuff like that, that's a whole different story. But y'all shouldn't be expecting him to do shit except be there, wrestle, do a great job, be great to the fans, and take his ass home. Because that's all y'all are paying him for. You know what I'm saying? Especially as a fly-in guy. Now, I'm big. When I used to run shows, I made it a point, like, everybody that was there to help helped. You know what I'm saying? But my talent, when I brought somebody in, they're the star. I don't need you putting up chairs. I got people to do that for me. You know what I'm saying? I need you to be a great star and give great customer service to my fans that are coming in here. That's my goal. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's more important. You find other people to do that other bullshit. So that's where I stand on it, man. I don't see any issue with it. I'm very big on companies hiring rings that have ring crews. I'm big on having security or having some kind of working agreement with a company. For example, like DPW, when they were here, they worked with Firestar Pro Wrestling a lot of times, and Firestar would be their security guys or helpers and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But because they were there, their talent didn't have to do it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm an actor outside of this too, and like, I haven't had to build a lot of sets that I've been on. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're there already. There are people that do that stuff, so I can just focus on acting. And I feel like it's the same thing as a wrestler. Plus, on top of that, man, if you're a promoter, and I'm just going to be honest here, if you're a promoter, like, I've ran plenty of shows, and you got to think, these guys, like Avery Styles, has got to be a couple $100. Easy. Got to be. Just off his dad's name. His rate by itself. Plus, you got to fly him in. You're paying travel for that. You're paying for hotel. You got to get him to the building. You got to pay for all that stuff, right? So you put all this effort in this dude, and you want him bringing in like a board from the truck to bring into the building. And if he trips over a board or trips over a barricade and breaks his damn leg, what you gonna do with all that money you just wasted?
Yeah.
So like, what sense does that make? You know what I'm saying? Why you want your main eventers out there putting up a damn ring and shit so they can get hurt before the show starts?
Yeah, no, and it's funny you say that is because myself and Dub, we spoke about that off camera on the phone a few days ago, and we literally said that, like, you know, we looked at it from both sides, right? So we spoke what you just said, and then we also said, well, paying his dues, right? You know, a lot of wrestlers were talking about paying the dues, you know, like being part of the ring crew, setting up stuff, this and that, whatever. And a lot of them were like pissed. Like, some were like to the point where, well, Cody Rhodes is helping with the ring. The referees are helping with the ring and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
And I was thinking, I'm like, yo, well, that's all fine and good, but I mean, like, at the end of the day, these guys are established. Like, they're household names. If they trip and fall tomorrow, they're secure for life. He's just starting. He's a youngin'. He's a youngin'. He just started. He just started like what? A few months ago? You know what I'm saying? So it's like
last year. He's been training for a while. Not to cut you off, man, but like, y'all think this kid ain't never put a ring together? These people acting like he ain't never put chairs out of the building before. My kids have done that. My son has been around a wrestling ring since he's 2 weeks old. My daughter has been around me since I met her and she was 5. You know what I mean? My bonus kid. So like they put rings together already. They pay dues nonstop. You think AJ Styles' kid ain't paying dues? Come on, man. He's got to live up to his dad's name. You know how hard that is on this kid?
Yeah.
And he's got to constantly perform at that level at every single place he goes to when he's had less than 10 matches. That's like what Domino Mysterio did was amazing.
Yeah.
That kid went in. He did it all in front of us, right in a WWE ring, everything.
No NXT,
Incredible.
no nothing. No NXT, no nothing.
No.
He went straight to the main roster, just like that. Just like that.
And he's a star.
Yeah, and they threw him to the wolves too. Like, I remember the one match I seen. Roman Reigns tossed it. Roman Reigns picked him up and threw him. I was like, yo, my God, he killed the guy. He threw him across the ring over the ropes.
Oh,
I was like, yo, man, he took some major punishment. But look where he's at now. He's a AAA mega champion. You know what I mean? Already a multi-time Intercontinental champion, tag team champion. He got more belts than most guys have in a few years. He's got them within what is he on, year 4 or 5, maybe? I
think 4 or 5, somewhere in there. But they had to give him the AAA one because they couldn't give him one of their main titles right now. And he needed something. He's so hot. Like, he had to have a title for something, and a major one at that. So, like, what else is better for a Mysterio than to be the AAA champion? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Taker's killing it in AAA. The stories they're doing down there are outstanding. Yeah. Just really good shit.
No, I definitely have to give hats off to Undertaker. At first, when I first heard about him being the sole, like, as far as the overseer of AAA, I was like, man, what does he know about luchador wrestling? And then I started seeing how he was mapping stuff out. So basically, he let the fans know that he was doing his homework, like he was studying. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't really change nothing of AAA. They kept it the same. They kept it just the way it was. I could say they added more depth. As far as the commentary, because now somebody that don't understand Spanish, don't understand the language, can now really sit down and watch and identify the characters. Like me, I watch all wrestling, so I know who Ricky Banderas was. I know who Psycho Clown was. I watch AAA all the time, and even before I even got to where it was at. And I'm very on top of keeping up with AAA. What I like right now is that they got the whole tournament where Roman could face any one of AAA guys, but I'm afraid they're gonna have him wrestle against Penta, and I kind of don't want to see the whole Penta match. I want to see him wrestle against Ricky Banderas. I think Ricky Banderas or Tejano, like, I feel like those matches will look a lot better on camera than him and Penta. It's just my opinion, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, like, from that point or whatever, you know. But, what is your thoughts?
I mean, Penta's their guy. Yeah, Penta's their guy, though. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to push him. I wanted to see him and Dr. Wagner Jr. I thought that was a cool possible matchup.
Yeah.
Uh, You know what I mean? Like I wanted somebody that is like he's big enough in AAA lore that you could see him challenging for something like that. Like Ricky Banderas is a great. I mean, that dude's been top guy in a ton of different promotions throughout the years. You know, he's been doing this forever. Him and who's Judas Matthias was down there. I think also he used to be. What was he? He was like Lucha Underground. He was something.
He was Judas. He was Mil Muertes in Lucha Underground. He was Judas Messiah in another promotion. He was Judas Messiah. He was in Wrestling Society X. He was Judas Messiah because I remember when he wrestled against Vampiro. He wrestled against Vampiro in that coffin match. Yeah, I remember that. So yeah, you know, I've always liked what he did in AAA and the other promotions. I even called it. I was like, and this was before I actually knew that AAA actually was acquired by WWE. I actually said that dream matches, I would like to see him wrestle against Ricky Banderas, and now they actually have a shot to do something like that in their future, even if they don't do it right now. But yeah, I thought that was cool. That was cool. Yeah. Go ahead, Doug.
It's a smart move by them. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead, Doug. I keep cutting you off. Go ahead, bro.
You're the guest. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No.
I was just going to say.
Talking about the subject, man. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the only reason why I asked you that because, you know, with 24, 25 years in the industry, I mean, maybe you had to pay your dues by doing that kind of stuff back then, but is that kind of stuff still prominent in 2026?
I think it just depends on who. Yeah, we got way off subject. Damn, my bad. I think it just depends on where you're at. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of training schools, they're paying your dues. I think there's different ways to pay your dues. I think if you're in a training school specifically, and like that's your job, that's part of the deal. You know what I mean? Like if you're one of the kids at Firestar, your job is to be here to set up the ring, to tear down. Like you're here to work. You know what I'm saying? But then they also bring in stars. Like if Jackson Drake comes back from WWE to hang out, or Javon Evans comes back to hang out, all right, they may be putting up chairs because they're just that type of people. But like typically, you wouldn't have them doing that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Or like when they pull in, like when Jonathan Gresham comes down to work Fight for Glory, we're not expecting him to put out chairs. You know what I'm saying? If he chooses to, it's fine. But like there's a level of like paying your dues. Man, the whole damn business is different than what it used to be. We were a traveling circus back in the day. It was just the skeleton crew. It was the people that was there, and that was it. So, like, we didn't have all these extracurricular people. We didn't have 2-3 camera people outside the ring holding video cameras. We didn't have all these photographers. There wasn't unless you were in WWE, there wasn't any like video screens and stuff like that. Like the whole business is different now. And like literally when I left in 2017. If you were on the indies, you were lucky to have a ring and an entranceway and some barricades back in the day. You know what I'm saying? You'd use whatever overhead lights were in the building and stuff like that, and you were happy to have it. But like typically it would be like a curtain in front of a door. Now every single show you go to looks like a friggin' mini Ring of Honor event. So like the business has changed, man. These kids are different now. They're not in it the same way we were in it. And they can be. You'll see the kids that are, because there's people that are like Tristan Moody and Leah Knight that are both over in Japan right now. Like they're working their asses off, but they're training. You know what I'm saying? Like that's when you pay your dues. You're paying your dues by like being on the grind. It's like in comedy. I think that's the best way I can equate it, right? In comedy, are you sometimes maybe setting up chairs and stuff like that, but you go into open mic nights, you're trying to get on, or you get booked somewhere and you're hanging out in the green room until it's time. You do your sound checks, but you're not like building. You're not putting the building together. You know what I'm saying? So like, why would we expect wrestlers to do that? The grind is you paying your
And
dues.
it's like
The grind is
said,
learning.
Mhm.
What's that? Sorry, I'll
And
just
then
keep
it's like
talking,
it's
man.
like you
Y'all
said
cut.
though, like, hey man, hey, I want you to know something, right? So we had Rayhan on the show late last year, and if it was up to him, we'd have stayed on camera for at least 5 hours.
Yes. And I'm like that too, but
So
I got to be up for
hey,
work at like 4 a.m, so I can't be on here for 5 hours. But like, yeah, I'll just talk. I'll talk for days about nothing. So y'all cut me off. Feel free. I promise. It don't hurt my feelings.
no, you good. You're good. Because all I was gonna say is like, because you already said too, like, imagine having to live up to the name of Styles, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, or imagine having to live up to the last name Mysterio. Not only Mysterio, but everybody knows that your uncle or your uncle, I should say, is Eddie Guerrero and Conan. So you got three people you
Mhm.
already have to live up to when you're Dominic Mysterio, and you still got AJ Styles. You're living up to these legendary names. How is that not like mentally draining for somebody like that? I have to live up to this name. It's like Michael
Mhm.
Jordan's son playing basketball and having to live up to Michael Jordan.
It's Bronny
Or
right
it's like,
now. It's
Bronny. Yeah, I was
it's
just about to
Bronny.
say Bronny. Yeah.
How you gonna put the kid on the same team with his dad? Like, what are y'all doing to this kid? Let him play his own game. You know what I'm saying? But like, the nepotism is strong in the league everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I don't even watch basketball, and I know about that stuff. That's crazy. So like, it's the same in WWE, and it's the same like you noticed a lot of second and third generation people get into the business. You know, in the last like 10, 15 years, you've seen a ton more of it because them dudes had kids like there was no tomorrow. Um, so like now you're seeing all their kids that are getting into it, but they've been around it their entire lives. Like they've literally grew up in it. So when y'all talk about paying your dues, like I had to when I started because I was never around the wrestling business, it was a totally different thing. I had to learn from scratch. Day one, I didn't know shit. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn how to run the ropes. The first time I ran the ropes, I almost broke my neck. Dead serious. Because I rolled my back and I didn't realize it, and the rope rolled right up my back, snapped my head forward, and almost broke my neck. First time.
I was gonna get there. You beat me to it. I was gonna get there.
Wow.
So, like, the same ring, it was some dude had in his backyard. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is where we were learning that back in the day. And again, 2001, right? So, like, he built a ring out of wood in his backyard, and I had these two dudes. It was B3 training, right? So it was Vinny Vane and Vex, and they were in for like 2-3 years at the time. And they were acting like they were vets. And like me and Vinny are cool, me and Vax are cool. Like we still talk and everything else. They're my trainers. They broke me in. I appreciate them. But like they didn't know shit back then either. They shouldn't have been teaching me, you know. But we got in this ring, and it was a way to do it. You know, it was a way to find your way in. And back then, like you had to find your way in. It wasn't like it is now. You can Google search a wrestling school now. You can throw a rock and hit the damn thing. It's crazy. And every promotion has one. They all think they need a school, and they do it just so they can keep the money going in the company. The school, the trainees pay for the shows eventually. You know what I'm saying? If you get enough trainees and they're paying for the building, and their training fees end up paying for your shows too. And then on top of that, you're drawing crowds in, so now you're making money and you got a comparable business plan. And everybody can do that because there's so many people that want to get into the business, and it's so easy now. Like back in the day, you had to know somebody. Nowadays, you just got to be there to get into the business. You know what I'm saying? There were like requirements. Like Ole wouldn't mess with you if he couldn't touch it. If he could touch his fingers around your wrist, like he wouldn't mess with you at all. He wouldn't book you. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, like look at these kids. They're like toothpicks getting into the business. And nothing against them. Everybody, there's super talented people all across. You know what I'm saying? But it's just a whole different mentality from 25, 30, 50 years ago to the 2020, the post-COVID mentality of wrestling is very highly advanced.
So you kind of brought
Sorry,
it up.
again, I'll just keep talking.
And I want to dive a little bit more.
Mhm.
No, you good. You good. You already brought it up, but I want to dive a little bit more into it. So obviously we know that running the ropes was hard for you, at least was starting out. But which would you say was the roughest for you, running the ropes or taking the first bump?
Well, all right. So I broke my neck playing football my senior year, and I didn't realize it until 3 months later. I cracked a bone in the top of my neck, my vertebrae up here. So like when I took that first bump and I didn't tuck my chin right and I fell back a little bit too high, I landed like right where that was. And that was literally right after the ropes incident that rolled right up that spot too. So like I was having a rough day. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I'm kind of, I guess that's my kind of masochism because like that pain and me not being able to do it pissed me off and made me like just lock in. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna get this right. I'm gonna get this right. I don't care what the hell it takes. And I did, man, and I figured it out. But like, I guess the worst one really, like taking bumps you get used to after a while, and the weight disperses really well across your back, so it's not too bad. You're sore the next day, but it's not terrible. But when you're running the ropes, like that thing will leave marks on your back if you hit them a certain way. You know what I'm saying? If you're not used to it, and you got to kind of build up a callus where you're hitting against the rope up here and up here sometimes. So I don't know, man. I think running the ropes sometimes is the worst. I know that first one, like the way my neck felt, that shit sucked. So I still feel that. And again, 20 some odd years later, I still feel that first time I ran the ropes, man. I've never made that mistake again.
So did you ever get your neck fixed?
No. So when I got the X-rays done and everything else, they saw that it like I played a whole football season like that. I didn't even know. I just thought I had a stinger. You know what I'm saying? And I got in a car accident on Thanksgiving Day, and my mom brought me to the hospital because I got in a car accident. And that's when they took the X-rays and saw that it was there. But they said if they did something about it then, it would just make it worse. Like it had already healed back and everything was like it was what it was. So I've dealt with it since then. I ain't worried about it.
Wow.
That's wild.
Yeah, I'm not the brightest person when it comes to pain and injuries. I've worked through quite a lot of them throughout my time in the business. I went about 12 years with a torn labrum in my shoulder, and like that's eventually what got me out of the business in 2017 was that. I thought it was a neck issue because it started like having a lot of pain up here in my neck, and my right arm was going numb for a little bit, and I felt like I was very out of shape too. So I felt like I wasn't in a place where I could safely do what I was doing anymore. And like, if I can't feel my right arm, I can't safely like lift people and do things. So I left. At the time, I thought for good, but it wasn't. Never is.
I mean, daggum. So we know you play football. So it's not being. What actually got you wanting to do pro wrestling? Because obviously you played high school football.
Oh yeah. I started watching wrestling when I was like three, 4. The first match I remember is the big Bertha Hulkamania is what I remember first. Huge Hulk Hogan fan when I was a kid. If I'd have known about his ass now, what I know now back then, I probably wouldn't have been. But like knowing, you know what I mean? Hindsight, whatever. But at the time, I was a big Hulk Hogan fan. And like the first match I remember is him and Iron Sheik, which is really cool because I almost got managed by Iron Sheik. I was like 6 months in the business. He was at a show that I was doing, and the guy didn't show up in time. and they were going to have me come back to the ring and have Iron Sheik manage me. But the guy showed up like 10 minutes before his match, so I didn't get a spot. Anyway, but yeah, so like I've been watching since all the way to hell back then. And I don't remember the point of that story, but man, I smoke a lot of weed. I'm sorry, y'all. So if I forget something, that's why. Besides the fact that the headshots over here. So what were we talking about again? So I can get back on subject. What was it you asked?
What got you into wrestling?
God, how did that happen? Oh yeah, so I started watching wrestling when I was a kid, and oh man, marijuana's a hell of a drug. Anyway, so it's legal though. It's all legal. I promise. I do reviews for a bunch of places. Me and my buddy Daniel from Bad Pants Media, we do cannabis reviews. People send us product, and we'll test it and see what we think. It's been a pretty cool. I don't know how the hell I got into that either, but it's been pretty damn cool over the years being able to do that. But anyway, wrestling. So you know how kids are like kind of autistic or something like that, where they got, they're like really zoned in on trains or like really zoned in on whatever. I think wrestling's been my thing my entire life. It's just been my thing. I've consumed it like no tomorrow, man. When I was like 2 years old, I started. I watched with my dad, and then I was hooked ever since. To 2, 3, wherever. But I was hooked ever since. We started. He would take me to shows. I've seen old NWA shows, old WWF shows. I watched Flair and Steamboat live in Fayetteville. No, Greensboro. Actually, I saw that. I saw Luger and Sting live. That was cool. Just a lot of really cool stuff back then. That was like late 80s, I think it was, back in the day when I was doing all that stuff. So I've just always been into it, man. And then when I'm gonna get some crazy ass stories out of me. All right, so I got out of the Marine Corps, and I was staying in this place in Greenville, North Carolina, and I was big in the rave scene at the time, and we had this deal happen where our house got raided for drugs. Okay, and it turned into a big ordeal. Anyway, my charges got dismissed off of it. That's neither here nor there. But like, it ended up leaving me displaced for a little bit. So I was homeless for a while and like couch hopping, right? So I would couch hop, and I hooked up with this girl, and mostly because she had a place to stay and she was really hot. And but she was not. Oh God, that was a terrible idea. Shouldn't have never done that. Anyway, but it was a means to an end. So I hooked up with her, and then I ended up. We realized quickly that wasn't going to work out, and I ended up in this dude's house where there was like 3 guys living together, and they had a couch I could crash on, and they were all training to be professional wrestlers. I can tell you, I'm the only one out of that group that has made it as a professional wrestler. None of these other motherfuckers did. None of them had the size. One dude lives in like London now. Something like that. One dude looked like a little like drowned rat. Like they just had no shot in hell to be able to do it. But they got me there. You know what I'm saying? Like they brought me to a place that I could learn, and thankfully for Vinny and Vex, they took some time to get me into it. And then like Johnny Lightning, I got in with him. He mentored me for a while. Through him, I met a lot of bigger name people. People like Terry Taylor and Terry Funk, Larry Zbysko, and stuff like that. So I started learning from people that knew what the hell they were doing at the time. But I was like 4 or 5 years in by that point. You know what I'm saying? So I'm way behind everybody right there. So like that's kind of been my career, man. It's like get a little bit from somebody and then fumble my way through it, and get a little bit more from somebody and fumble my way through it, and like, just trying to figure it out. So that's, again, back to why I try to be such a resource for these kids that need that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if that answered the question, but that's how I got in the business. was off of a drug raid that put me displaced and homeless, and I ended up at a house that these dudes were training to wrestle, and I started wrestling.
God. That is hey, let me tell you something. Out of all the people that we've talked to on this show, that's got to be the craziest story on how somebody got into wrestling.
Man, I've had a weird ass life, brother. Man, I've gotten into some situations, but yeah, wrestling is definitely something. I'm glad I did it though. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those like we were there and we're playing No Mercy and we're smoking in the house and everything there. It was like, because this is, again, it's like 2000, 2001. Right. And we were hanging out because we're all like college age and it's in Greenville, North Carolina. So we're at ECU. It's nothing but parties. I ain't doing shit. I'm working at a Papa John's. Like, I got no life. So it's Sunday and they're like, well, what are you doing today? Oh, we're going to wrestling training. For real? What kind of wrestling are you talking about? They're like, what we be playing on video games or we're watching on TV. Like, we're going to train. We just got a ring. Let's go over there. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'm going to jump in, see what happens, right? So we get in the car and we ride over there. And again, legit, it's like a small house, probably a 2-bedroom place. And this dude, Vinny, is over there. It's his house. Oh, no. This is that was later. We moved the ring to there. This was in Winterville. This was this dude, Walter's house, who was this old redneck dude that built a ring out of wood. And I don't know why he thought it was a good idea, probably for stabilization, but not for wrestling. He put like 2x6s in the middle of it, right dead center. And they had like a 2-inch clearance on the bottom of them, or like an inch clearance on the bottom of them. And back in the day, the old rings used to have springs in them that in the middle, like when it bounced, like so it would support the ring and it wouldn't break. The spring was there, plus for noise and stuff like that, but it was more for like support, which is why people think it's a trampoline. It's not a trampoline. But anyway, he thought, I guess, that it would work like the springs, but it didn't. So every time you took a bump, it would slam your hip, and like you would almost break your hip in there because you're taking a bump dead center in the ring, and it's like jarring your back every single time. So like crazy. What's up, man?
No, I was just saying. Oh, that's rough. That's rough.
Oh, yeah, it was stupid, man. But again, it's all wood ring. So like, there was a time that I got punched and I took a bump and like the side of the ring broke. Like we had to go get a whole new board. And it was like a railroad tie, essentially, that homeboy used for it. You know what I'm saying? So like, it was crazy. But back in the day, I mean, you just found your way in any way you could, and it wasn't all great. That's why, like, I don't talk shit about backyarders. I don't say nothing. Y'all go find your way in. Mike Quackenbush is a backyarder. The Hardy Boys were backyarders. Why y'all talking shit about backyarders? You know what I'm saying? It's all about how you apply yourself. There's homeless people out there that are geniuses that could apply themselves to whatever craft they wanted to. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's not your surroundings that make you, it's your abilities and your capabilities that make you. And you just got to find out what you're capable of, and the only way to do that is under pressure. So anyway, that brings me back to the wrestling stuff. Like when we were training back then, they didn't have the drills they do now. It was it was just so unorganized. You know what I'm saying? Like you're just, oh, we're gonna bump this week. Next week we'll come in. All right, what 2 moves do you want to learn? Like it was just unorganized. There was no basis to any of it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm lucky I got as far as I did without looking stupid. But I'm sure I looked stupid for a long time.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro. You got it.
I wanted to ask you, being that you have so much time in the business, right? What were some of the highlight matches of your career that you could say that you have had over the course of time with some guys that we now see on television?
Man, I wrestled Cedric Alexander when he was like 6 months in. All right, so there's a place called CWF Mid-Atlantic in Burlington, North Carolina, and that place was just a factory for talented people. Trevor Lee came through there. Trevor, I started working with him when he was like 15 at Power Pro, where he was training there. And then he left Power Pro, went over CWF Mid-Atlantic. We wrestled in both places, so like getting to wrestle Trevor so early in his career was really great. Let's see, Cedric Alexander, I said him already. Oh God, Noe Jose dropped him his first title at CWF.
Wow.
Let's see, man, there's so many people. Wheeler Yuta, I wrestled him like a Cibernetico at CWF. I mean, a lot of the guys that I've been around in there are like up in WWE now, or in like AEW now, like Dax Harwood and Dash Wilder. They were from this area. Dax I've known for forever. We started around the same area, and he's incredibly talented guy, just amazing. So it was cool to be able to see him from the time he got like his first dark match way back in the day, which was super early in his career. But let's see, man, pretty much anybody from this area, dude. They've been around here the last 20 years, and they came out of North Carolina. I've worked with them somehow, either wrestling or just some kind of mentorship, or just knew them or whatever. Like I wish I could say I had anything to do with any of these people doing anything good, but like other than being a sounding board for them or something like that. But I guess the most notably nowadays would be like the Jackson Drakes and Yvonne Evans of the world, who are now just killing it in WWE and NXT. So working with them, I wrestled Jackson last year before he left.
Okay. Yeah, Jackson Drake and Javon Evans are beast. Yeah, like they're really, 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 really great. Like I remember see I wasn't privy to seeing Jackson Drake in the Indies because I didn't know who he was. I became privy to him when he got into Evolve, the WWE's Evolved. And then when he started doing the whole swipe right thing, vanity project thing, then I was like, yo, this is dope. I got into what he does, and then I watched him in DCW, and then I watched him in other promotions and stuff, like, older matches, and I was like, yo, this guy is really good. Really, really good. Then I knew Javon. I watched Javon Evans for a minute. I seen him. Of course, I seen when he was Malachi over in Jay Malachi when he was doing the
DPW.
Yeah, and then I remember when he had his short stint in AEW, which I feel like AEW is shooting themselves in the foot for that one, because his style, the way he wrestled definitely fits AEW's format. I can't figure out why that didn't work, especially now, like, because AEW's killing it right now. So I'm wondering, like, how couldn't that have worked? Like, Javon is so innovative. He's doing things that you probably will only see on AEW television. So I don't know, how couldn't that work? I don't understand. Like,
I think the right. Well, so a lot of people, and again, not that I was involved in the situation at all for any of them, but I was kind of around during the time at Firestar when that was happening, right?
Right. Yeah.
So they both had people looking at them left and right, like the talent, the scouts from AEW were coming in. Firestar is constantly has people coming in looking at people. You know what I'm saying? Like, that school is outstanding. What LeBron Kozone has done there with those kids is just tremendous, right? So like they had people from AEW coming in, they had people from WWE coming in. They were there for like some of the big Firestar shows that we had, and the year that Malachi got got brought up, and Jackson didn't. Like it got to Jackson a little bit, and we got to work together with the process. We were in a faction for like the last year and a half, I guess, that he was on the Indies together. And he had talked about some of that stuff, but like, man, it's not like AEW didn't try to get some of these guys. I think WWE just gave them a better deal, and that's really what they wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not, again, not to go too inside baseball and to act like I know what's going on in these guys' heads, but just like talking to Jackson more than Javon at the time, I guess. They both wanted to get to WWE. That was their goal. You know, everything else is cool. It's a possibility, but like I know Jack turned down a contract from somewhere before he took WWE. So, like, there were people that were interested. They just didn't. You just can't match it, dude. You can go to WWE. When I talked to Hangman Page about this before they started AEW, it was right when Ring of Honor closed down, and they all went over to Japan for a while. And he started coming back because he was working. I was running I was out of the business at the time, and I was the GM at the Gold's Gym on Battleground Avenue in Greensboro. And Hangman moved to Greensboro. He was a teacher still at the time, but he would work out of the gym all the time, and we would talk. You know, I knew him from back at CWF. Anyway, I'll pick up all these names later that I'm dropping. I'm sorry. But I taught him about it because he at the time had interest with WWE. But it was right when they did the like after the cease and desist stuff they did with like Young Bucks and everything else, and like he was cool with the Bucks, and like I was asking, bro, why don't you go to WWE? If you go there, then you call your shot, man. If you make it in WWE, you can go anywhere after that. But it's not always the same if you go to a TNA. You don't always get that call to go up to WWE when you leave there. You know what I'm saying? They just don't have the reach. But if you go to WWE, even if you're a mid-carder, you leave there and you can make money on the indies. Doesn't matter. You're making bank. You know what I'm saying? You're working for a living, you're wrestling, you don't have to be under a contract. You can just take your bookings, make your money, and you're happy. So like you gotta be smart sometimes when you're looking at these contracts. If I got an NWA contract in front of me and I got a WWE contract, and say the details are similar, right? The money's the same, the dates are the same, all the details are the same. You got to go with the WWE contract just because, like, the level of notoriety you're going to get from it.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't know. Again, like, I can't talk. I don't know that AEW offered them anything. I don't know anything about any of that stuff to happen. All I know is they now have their contracts and they sign them and they work for WWE. But I do know that they had a lot of interest, and I do know they were backstage for a lot of stuff. They had a lot of dark matches. They had opportunities up there, you know what I'm saying, that some worked out, some didn't. And like, I'll let them tell those stories on what happened with those because it's not mine to tell.
Yeah, understandable. You know, it's like what me and my bro was talking about one time. You know, some people would do better in the other promotion than they would in the one that made them the offer first. You know, like you know, there's plenty of examples of how a lot of wrestlers jump back and forth from the promotions. A very good example right now, Swerve Strickland. We see how Swerve was booked over in WWE. As soon as he went to AEW, he's their top guy. Like, he does all the appearances. He's basically their Seth Rollins, or you know what I mean. You know, for like who's who. You know what I mean. He's their Seth Rollins or their Roman Reigns. Like, he's their guy. You know what I mean. He does all those appearances and stuff like that. He does all the you know what I mean. He's their guy. And then well, when he was in WWE, you know what I mean, he couldn't get none of that. So it's understandable, you know. I say all the time, like me personally, like I get upset when I see some of my favorite wrestlers get, you know what I mean, removed from a certain promotion or whatever. But then I also get over it because, like, I'm like, well, there's always this other option open for them. You know what I'm saying? There's always AEW. There's always TNA. There's always, you know what I mean? There's always another opportunity. And this is why I constantly say, and my bro can attest to this, like, I don't want other promotions to die. I don't want WWE to die. I don't want AEW to die. I don't want TNA to die. I don't want none of those promotions to die because it creates opportunities for other athletes to come into the sport. You know, if you when we just had WWE and nobody was privy to other promotions, all we had to watch was that. Like, we got tired of it. Like, you know what I mean? The stories drawn out, like the same old 1-2 step all the time. We as the fans got tired of it. We wanted to see something refreshing. And then as soon as AEW came to the front, we're like, oh my God, like this is what we've been looking for, you know? And then of course, you know, it opened up the floodgates to like what we've been missing. Like, for me, I know my bros the same way. Like, we watch all promotions, right? But when it was just WWE, even though we know it wasn't just WWE's other promotion, but when that was basically the only program. Sorry, it did that. My AI sometimes, yeah. But when WWE was like the only promotion out there, basically, you know what I'm saying, as far as mainstream notoriety, right? That's all we had to watch. So most of the fans were programmed just to watch that. You know what I'm saying? Like that was all they knew. So they didn't know there was a New Japan. They didn't know, I mean, there was a Ring of Honor. They didn't know that TNA even existed, even though we all knew TNA was on the other channel, but no one ever really paid attention to watch it, you know, and they just didn't know. But once
it's hard to find though. It's hard to find a lot of that.
True.
It was hard to find a lot of it though. You didn't have access back in the day like you do now. Right. You know what I'm saying? You had to tape trade to get New Japan stuff or All Japan or anything like that. FMW stuff. You had to find DVDs in stores to get Japanese stuff. You had to tape trade up in Philly to get anything up there, right? So like Chikara is one of my favorite promotions ever to watch. I love it. I think their stories are great. They're fun. It's a great like creative atmosphere. They do some outside the box stuff that's a little weird, but like all in all, it's a really fun place. But like it's almost impossible to find that footage anywhere because it was way back in the day. Now you got MyAW, you've got you've got IPW TV or IWTV or whatever it is. You've got Triller. You've got like all these different streaming services just for wrestling. It's incredible. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't understand how anybody's a tribal wrestling fan now. Like how right now is when you want to choose to be a tribal wrestling fan. This is the best that wrestling's ever been, ever. There's so much great. Yeah, sorry. There's just so much great wrestling right now. It's insane to just be locked into WWE. And WWE, and look, I ain't getting signed nowhere, so I'll say it. It's boring to shit. It's boring to watch. It kills me. There's so many ads. It drags the show. There's so many talking segments, and some of them are entertaining, but it drags the show for me. AEW's got a better pace as far as their show goes, and the wrestling style is more in tune to today's fans. To be honest,
it is.
So,
it is.
But they both have their strengths. You know, they both have purpose. WWE is there for the cinema and the entertainment side of it. AEW is there for the wrestling. It really just depends on what you want. If you're turning into WWE to watch wrestling, you're watching the wrong program. That's not what they do there. They're in the entertainment. They're making movies. That's what they do.
It's right in their title. It's in the title. They tell you wrestling entertainment. You know, they say it all the time. You know,
and they do wrestling.
Nah,
go ahead. Sorry, man. I keep cutting y'all. There's like a delay on my side, and I keep like cutting you guys off from it. I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. It's cool. Yeah, they do. Like, not for nothing. We know WWE has wrestling there, but that's not their focal point. You know what I'm saying? Like, the entertainment and the somatic aspect is their focal point, and then everything else comes after that. You know, Like we know like at times when they have just the wrestling, it kind of grows stale because they don't know how to push the wrestling to be first and everything else second. Because there's a lot of guys there that can wrestle a clinic, but I just feel like when WWE's marketing them, they don't market them to be like enough entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Like prime example, right? I think Chad Gable is awesome, right? But now, the way they got Chad Gable, of course I know they're trying to promote him as a babyface or whatever like that. But I honestly feel like his best work is when he was a heel. Because that's when, to me, that's when he was the most intriguing. Now it's like they're trying to push him as a face, but it don't seem like it's working. You know what I'm saying? Like if, me personally, if I was going to push a guy like him as a face and as great as he is, right, the first thing I'm going to do is try to get the type of theme that's going to engage the crowd. I don't like that theme at all. That whole, like, what are we at? What type of party we at? You know what I'm saying? Are we at a kumbaya? Like, what? Come on, man. Like, it's 2026. Like, the guy is awesome. Give him something that's going to, like, eradicate the crowd and, like, lift them up. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, give him something that's going to amp him up. You know, I feel like a lot of times the promotion pushes these themes and it don't work. I feel like the best WWE themes came from Jim Johnson. That guy, when I'm telling you right now, I'm a hip hop guy. Every single one of them Jim Johnson beats, I guarantee you I could flip them joints and rap to them. All them joints I could rap to him. Just off of how he the pacing and everything. Another one that people don't talk about, Jimmy Hart. Jimmy Hart produced a lot of banging themes for WWE. And
WCW.
Yeah. So it's like it's like nowadays it's just like they're so commercialized, like they don't see the value in the themes anymore. Now I admit there's certain themes that, you know what I mean, they got that's pretty good. Like Oba's theme I think is pretty dope. And there's some other ones, but I feel like when it came to Chad, they could have did something better than that. You know what I'm saying? Like they could have did something way better than that, you know. But hey, you know, don't attack me in the comment section. I'm just saying my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I feel Chad is dope, but I just don't like the theme. I think it don't represent Gable for who he really is. You know what I'm saying? They could do something better than that, you know, but that's just my opinion. I mean,
outside the theme song, what do you think about what they're doing with the character?
With his character?
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Okay.
I felt like his grande once we all knew who it was under the mask, of course, but I just felt like the way they were when he was a heel, to me, it was more interesting to watch him as a heel. You know what I mean? We all know he's great in the ring, but as a heel, I just felt like I was more drawn in watching him. You know, I still watch him now because I'm a fan, but I just feel like the character, it's just missing something. It's missing something. I don't know if it could be the theme. I don't know if it could be, you know what I mean, how they're making him cut the promos. Because let's be for real, a lot of wrestlers, and I'm pretty sure you know this, they can't cut the promo by themselves. Somebody has to write it for them. You know what I mean? You basically know the people that are cutting their own promo for themselves. You'll know just by the way it's set up and everything. And I feel like they're not letting him be him. They're kind of just like, okay, this is what you're going to say today. You know what I mean? This is how you're going to do it. I feel like if they just let him be him. So like when they let the cuffs off of Roman Reigns and they let him talk for himself, even though we know they have some penmanship into his promo, it's not much. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like, I'm a fan, but I feel like I'll be more drawn in if they add a little bit of an edge to who he is as a wrestler. That's just me, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is my
What do you think, Doug?
I like Chad Gable. I mean, guys like that, seeing his redemption arc, like going from I'm gonna take out all these luchas, right? Starting with Penta and going to AAA, and then him getting injured, and then him having to come back and face his pretty much his quote unquote himself with the other Grande Americano, mask versus mask, and then instantly see how grateful the fans in Mexico were for what he did, and then for him to go on and win the Intercontinental title, which me personally, he should have won a long time ago. He should have been the one to beat Gunther for it, not Sami Zayn. Neither here nor there right now. And then to finally watch him get it. Now, I will agree with this. The music is garbage. The music is trash. I don't know why they gave that man that music, other than when they yell Gable. Other than that, I don't know why they gave him that music. Maybe he chose it on his own. If he did, good for him. I don't think it matches him. I feel like he's so much more of like a modern Kurt Angle that I would have given him something closer to what Kurt Angle's music sounded like when Kurt Angle was himself.
Mm-hmm.
But he's one of those wrestlers where anything that you give him, he's gonna make it work.
That is true.
I was skeptical of the Grande Americano, but he made that shit work.
I can tell you from. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
He did some outstanding heel work with that. From a guy who lives in a house with 2 Latina women, they could not stand that motherfucker. Could not. They're like, this is disrespectful as fuck. Like, this is racist. They could not stand this shit. I'm telling you. Like, I lived with 2 Mexican women, my wife and my daughter, and they were not happy at all with it. They love Grande. They were big in the telenovela story that they were telling.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm with you though, man. I like the redemption arc. I like it. Like, I understand it's missing that edge, and I get that's what you were saying. However, I think this is something that doesn't happen in wrestling enough. There's never. When do you ever see a guy going around saying, "Look, man, I know I was a dick back there. My fault. Like, I'm really sorry. Let me try and fix that and make up for it." I'm not really that kind of person. You know what I'm saying? Even if you are, like, you don't see that stuff kind of happen in wrestling. It's always aggressive. It's always like, we got to fight it out or something like that, or like you just forget it ever happened, and somebody will bring it up in a promo like 10 years later or something like that because it's some nice little seed that you could throw out. But we just blow past all these angles and stuff like that. Like, you got people lighting people on fire and like throwing you in tacks and nails and stuff like that. And then the next week, you know what I mean? Like 6 months later, they're in a tag team together. It's just crazy. And it's just how they write it. So you gotta you just roll with those punches, I guess. But yeah, Gable. I mean, from the Shorty G thing to this, and how well he did that character, and I really want to know what would have happened with it if he wouldn't have got hurt. Honestly,
Yeah.
I'd love to see that Unreal episode. What would have happened?
Yeah. I'm very much intrigued to see like what would have happened if he didn't get hurt, and but just for me, I just feel like the character is missing a little edge. I will agree. The redemption story is great, but I just feel like he needs to have a little bit of an edge. They need to let I feel this is where I feel. I feel like there's a lot of things that they're pushing on him, and he's trying to make it work. You know what I'm saying? That's what I feel. That's what I feel. That's what it looks like to me. And eventually, it probably will work. But right now, it just seems, you know what I mean? But he makes up for it. You know, if I could say this, like he makes up for it in the matches because he has phenomenal matches, like that Chaos Theory move. Oh man, that shit. When the last time you see somebody do something like that? And he's
Doug Williams.
Well, yeah, Doug, yeah, definitely Doug Williams. Doug Williams did it back in the WCW days. Yeah, he definitely did that. But since then, you haven't seen nobody else do it besides Chad Gable. I haven't seen nobody else do it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, not very often. Yeah.
yeah, that move is crazy. And he's picking up big guys too. It's not no small, like, you know what I mean, petite, like, no, he's picking up like guys that's over 300 pounds and tossing them on their back like that. So, you know, I do hope eventually he does get the WWE title, whichever one it is, the world title, or the Universal title, whichever one. I do think he could get like at least one run with it, possibly. You know,
I think he's got a good case for it. In the long run, I don't know if it'll be right now, and I think mostly because of his size than anything. He's just short. And like I don't have an issue with short people. They just don't push short people for that title like that. You know what I'm saying? Like Ray got it for a little bit, Eddie got it for a little bit, but typically, like you're a bigger guy that's got that title because they want somebody that looks larger than life in that position.
No, correct.
Yeah, that's why Daniel Bryan had such a hard time. There was such a big fight to get him with that title because he's such a smaller guy, and he's not their typical champion at all. Like he's a wrestler, he's not an entertainer. That's not what he's there for. But yeah, I mean, I can see Gable maybe getting that. Man, it's going to take a little bit. You got to remember when you go in storytelling, when you take a character so far left and you need to get him in the good graces of your audience again, you have to take him just as far right. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking like politically. I'm just saying directional.
Right, yeah. I got you.
But you have to start him fresh again because he's done so much bad shit that he has to be almost angelic for a little bit for the fans to really get behind him like they're supposed to, because he's got to draw sympathy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Edge doesn't draw sympathy right now. Him being him showing accountability draws sympathy. That's something you don't see from men, and you definitely don't see it from wrestlers and men. You know what I'm saying? Him going up to people and apologizing is traits that we teach our children, but they don't always see it in the real world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I never looked at it like
so
that.
Like,
yeah,
man. Like wrestling, this all we do. It's all morality stories. Everything we do is all about morality, man. It's good and bad. It's ways that you can teach people things. Like if you look back, this is why wrestling is the greatest thing in the world. It's better than any other sport. It's better than any movie. It's better than any television show I've ever seen, because you can literally do anything in this construct and there is nothing out of bounds. So you get all of it, man.
I wanted to ask you, because I remember I've watched this. You were in a tag team and you lost a title. If I'm not mistaken, what happened in that storyline? Because I missed. I seen like I caught it like right in the middle, and I remember we had your partner on the show, and he was throwing tidbits. He didn't say what was going to possibly happen, but he definitely threw some tidbits. And I don't know if Dub picked up on it, but I definitely didn't pick up on it. But when I actually seen the match on YouTube, then I was like, oh snap! So What happened in that? What happened?
All right, which match are you referring to? Are the Fight for Glory one where like he hit me in the nuts, or the one at ACW recently? I don't think that one's online.
I think I
Was it the
believe
6-man?
I'm trying. I believe it was at well, I didn't. I know I seen one. I don't know of the other one, but I know I seen one of them. One of them. So,
All right. No, you good, man. All right. So like, I don't really. It's a hard subject for me to talk about because I don't really know what's going on with Alex. I haven't talked that much recently since all this stuff is going on. Alex and I met on a movie set. To be honest, we met. There's a movie. It's a short film. It's called Chokehold. You can find it on YouTube.
Really? Okay.
It's a Chokehold Wrestling. I'll send you a link to it so you guys can find it. But anyway, I met him on there. I was playing a character named Cutter, who was one of the main characters. I was an old school trainer guy that was running a school, and the main character of it was trying to become a wrestler. Okay, Alex was one of the extras on the thing. We sat down, we met each other, we started talking back then. This was while he was still in training at Firestar, right? We hit it off really well. We had similar goals, similar mindsets. I saw him as a person that was driven. I saw him as the guy that was driving from Raleigh 3 times a week to train at one of the best training schools in the country with Firestar Pro Wrestling, that wanted to learn from the best, that expected the best, and that worked his ass off to become one of the best. And I appreciated the shit out of that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hard to find that kind of work ethic in people nowadays.
Right.
So Alex and I, we started talking about stuff, and it came up that we should form a tag team, right? I'm an older guy. It's smart. It's smart for me. It saves my body a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not having to do all the work, take all the bumps and things like that. And it's smart for him because he's young and he's just getting into this. So he's tied with a veteran. He can learn on the job. You know what I'm saying? And he gets some opportunities that he wouldn't get otherwise. Because as a guy who just got in the business, you're probably not going to find yourself in the ring with people like Keith Slater or Rhino or Billy Gunn or Tommy Dreamer or C.W. Anderson or, you know what I'm saying, Mecha Wolf, guys like that. You don't normally find yourself in the ring with guys like that when you've been in the business for less than 2, 3, 5 years.
Right.
You know? But like, however it happened, Alex and I were lucky enough to have some incredible matches with outstanding talent, with legends in this business. And again, for the last like 3 years, man, he's been my dude. We're ride or die. You know what I'm saying? Like we're family, man. My kids call him Uncle, or Tio Alex, honestly. And you know, his kids call me Uncle Mark. Like we're family. So like, I don't know, man, like 6-8 months ago, something like that, we had a falling out about UPW, and some stuff happened there. And ever since then, man, he started, you know how people be acting, like they switch up on you. You know what I'm saying? Like they be acting kind of weird. So like we didn't talk as much after a while. And then like, I don't know, man, he just started acting like doing stuff on his own. And then every time we had shows, it was always like, hey, I want to do this, I want to do this. And like just kind of blowing off on my ideas and stuff. And it's fine because, you know, when you're teaching people, you get used to that time where they feel like they got to spread their wings. You know what I'm saying? And they gotta make their journey for themselves. And some people do it certain ways and some people do it others. Well, he chose to do it this way, I guess. And Alex, instead of coming to talk to me like a damn man, in the middle of our match, we had it won at Fight for Glory. It was our first match there. We're in a 6-man tag, us and Beer City Bruiser, against the Allen brothers of Justin, Kindred Allen, Steve, and Robert Allen. And man, had the match won. BFT. I had Justin up in the Alabama Slam. Alex kicks him. Slam happens. I'm about to go pin Justin. It'd have been 1, 2, 3. We're done. And next thing I know, I feel somebody hit me in the damn nuts from behind. And I'm like, what the fuck? Literally said it on camera. You can see it. What the fuck? And turn to my left, and I see that motherfucker. Yeah, and I ain't talked to him since, to be honest. I don't really know what's going on with him. He showed up at ACW. He was supposed to be there. We were going to defend our tag titles because we still have 2 sets of titles together. We're still the Brutality Inc. is still the Alternative Combat Wrestling Champions, although that company's now defunct. So technically, I guess that's off the table. And then the Extreme Shock Wrestling Tag Team Champions. Like, we still have these titles. Wow. I don't know what the hell we're doing right now.
Wow.
Because, like, our thing, it started as business, man. We became family, but Brutality Inc. was a business. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to teach you how to be a brutal motherfucker in this ring. I'm going to teach you how to be a badass. Alex is a businessman outside of this. Like, he's smart. You know what I'm saying? I'm a street dude. I came up fighting. He didn't come up fighting like that. You know what I'm saying? Not that he's not a fighter. He's definitely that. He's a tough motherfucker.
Just not to cut you off, this is like, I think Brutality Inc. is a fire-ass name. When you said that, I was like, yo, that joint's banging. So I definitely need a shirt. That shirt would be fine. Wear that shirt with some J's and a fitted. Yeah. I need a shirt.
Word. I got you. I'll show you some designs after this. I got them on clearance right now because I can't stand that motherfucker. Anyway, so it's like, it reminds me a lot of like the whole Bret Hart, Owen Hart thing, man. Like, he's my brother. I don't want to fight him. You know what I'm saying? Because like your family, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't trying to have the kids. What's going on with Tio? Like, why is he being stupid right now? I don't know. He's just being dumb. I don't know. Hopefully we'll figure this out. But in the grand scheme of things, look, I'm gonna say this here. I ain't said this nowhere else. All right, I'm gonna say this here. I ain't done no promos about this shit or nothing. Tomorrow I've got Mall Mania in Greensboro, North Carolina. I got to wrestle Joe Black, who's one of my toughest challengers I've ever faced in my career. Dude spit in my face 2 years ago. I still ain't got a hold of him since then. I'm pissed. So like, him and I are gonna have it out tomorrow night. But Alex is gonna be there. And Alex, you got a match with Tim. So I know where you're gonna be at. And you probably ain't gonna hear this because I bet your ass is in bed. But like, just know, I know where your ass is gonna be at. And you've been slick trying to come up behind me. You left me by myself with these 2 dudes at ACW last time. I had to defend the title by myself against 2 guys. And I did it because I'm a bad motherfucker. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? But like, the end of the match, Alex is gonna come out and throw me into a pole and come in and hit homeboy with his finisher. Like, I ain't done the work. And pin this dude like he did something, and then take both the titles. Fuck that kid. So tomorrow, Alex, when I see you, it's on. And if I see you at Fight for Glory, it's on. And bro, like, I ain't want to bring it to this, man, but if you want to fight, we'll fight, bro. I don't give a shit. Like, I'll beat your ass. I got no love for nobody in this business, and none of y'all paying my bills. That's it. So Alex, if you want it,
brothers fight,
bro, let's sign the damn line. Sign the line. I ain't got a match for Fight for Glory yet, Alex. Sign the damn line. Let's go.
Brothers fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Brothers do fight.
It's the 28th. Fight for Glory is on the 28th. I ain't got my match yet. Where you ain't got a match yet either, Alex. I'm serious. Somebody play this for him. Sign the damn line. Let's go. If you want to be a big badass, show me how big badass you are.
Hey, bro. You need to clip this part right here. Because we still have Alex on Instagram. You need to clip this part right here and send it to him on Instagram.
I'm right on it. I'm on it. 100. I'm on it. Y'all heard it. Sign the dotted line. Let's make it happen. But yeah, I'm saying,
man. It's games, man. I don't play games. I'm 47 years old, bro. I ain't got time for games, man. I'm here to fight. I'm here to make money. I'm here to put food on my table. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got time for your games and your bullshit. Like, you're taking money off my table. Every time you cost me a win or cost me a championship or something like that, that's less money I make. I ain't got time for that shit.
I didn't think you was 47, though. I did not think you was 47.
Yeah, man. I'm old as hell.
I did not think you was 47. That caught me off guard. I was like, what? 47? I was definitely thinking a little younger than that, but it's 47. So man,
I appreciate it.
And here you go. He about to say something smart. What you gonna say?
This dude just had a birthday. He just turned 63.
Oh, no way.
I did have a birthday. Wow. I did have a birthday, but I'm not 63 years old.
Oh. Okay, damn. Black don't crack. Like, y'all ain't playing. You look good for 63, bro.
Hey, if God willing, and the 63 looks this good, then hey, I'm with it. But yeah, I'm not 63. You know what I mean? So, but hey, if I am, you see, you said it. Black don't crack. You know, so.
Oh yeah, looking good, man. Yeah. Nah, I went in 2017, man. I was like 350. I was, man. I told you I was working at a gym at the time in worst shape of my life. Wow. Worst shape of my life. I had no time to exercise because I was too busy running the gym. What's that?
I was like, how does that work? You work in the gym, but out of shape, just out of curiosity.
Yeah. Right. Wow. Because you never have time. Because you're the general manager and you got to do everything. You got 8,000 members that have constant complaints and issues that you got to deal with. You got 50 to 60 different employees there that you got to take care of all the time. And it's a 24-hour gym. So, like, there's no time off. You know what I'm saying? That back in the day when the Golds was in this area. So, but yeah, that was it. And like, I was so sick of the gym. Like, it's not like my lunch break, I needed to go eat. I didn't have time to work out, and I ain't had time to work out at work. I'm at work for 9-10 hours. I got a family at home, man. I got to go home and be with my family and do stuff. Right. You know what I'm saying? So like, when do you have time to work out? You know what I'm saying? So, but I was strong as shit, so I can get away with it. I look like a power lifter, and I could deadlift like over 600 pounds, so nobody cared. You know what I mean? It's not like nobody's going to call me out for not being in the gym. Mm-hmm. But in the business, I was like way overweight and fat. So like, if y'all saw me back then, I look older than I do now.
Wow, that's interesting.
So
I never would have thought.
It's cool, man.
I never would have thought that. Like, I mean, I think I might have seen maybe 1 or 2 pictures or matches with you a little bit overweight, but I honestly wasn't like really like 100% paying attention to that. I was more paying attention to the match itself because we see so many, you know, bigger guys. They wrestle a clinic. You know what I'm saying? Like prime example, look at Otis. Otis big as out, but the dude can go. He's limber as I don't know what. Like, how many people you know that could do the worm is that flexible and then move like that? There's not too many I've seen that can move like that. That's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive, my opinion. But yeah, you know. But yeah, I never would have thought that either.
I'm good, man. Yeah, well, I mean, you just let yourself go after a while. And then I also had the issues with, like I said, with my neck and my shoulder. And like, I couldn't lift weights like I wanted to. I didn't feel good in the gym. I didn't feel good underweight. Like, you know how you bench. If you get it under a bench, you got to get under that stuff. Yeah. And if you don't feel comfortable, like one of your arms can't hold it, like that shit's just gonna come right down on you. Mm-hmm. So like, if I don't feel comfortable pushing weight, I'm not trying to get under it. So I'm working on machines and stuff that I didn't really like and like wasn't, you know what I mean? Like, so working out wasn't enjoyable for me when I was doing it back then. Now it's a different experience. Now I'm not working in the gym. And also I don't work out in the gym. I work out on my job. So it's a little bit different. But man, it's all about just living good life, eating good food, taking care of yourself. And that's why you look so good right now. How old are you really, though?
I'm 44.
Okay. And what about you, Doug? How old are you?
I'm 41.
41. Okay. So, man, we all the same generation. That's great. Mm-hmm. That's great. I thought of so many young kids.
Yeah. Like Deb tell you, my go-to as far as like going to the gym, I hoop. I play in this adult league, adult 40 and up league, and I hoop like at least twice a week. I was in the gym like crazy, but you know, with my job schedule and you know, kids, married life and stuff, it makes it a little bit difficult or whatever. So, but the hooping is consistent because my job provides it. They got their own state-of-the-art gym. So me and my other co-workers, we got this league started. Come up in there, we get it in for like 2-3 hours, go right back to work after that. So you know what I mean? Yeah. So I really play a lot of basketball. So that's how I'm able to like really just keep the weight down and stuff like that. Cause I have a poor eating habit for real. Like I be wilding out with some food, but you know that's kind of how I manage everything. Yeah.
And that metabolism don't run like it used to. Not when you're in your 40s. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely not. Definitely not. And plus, I got pissed off when my son told me one day, he's like, "Dad, you getting fat." So I was like, "What?" So he started poking at my stomach. I was like, "All right, I see what you're saying," and I just had to get in the gym, get back, and really focus on my eating habits and get in the gym. So it's like 5 days a week, the salads with some protein, play ball, do whatever, walking, whatever like that. But eventually, this September, I'm gonna get back into the gym and really start hitting the weights again. Cause I used to power lift too, you know what I mean. But that powerlifting takes a toll on your body. Like it really messed me up real bad. Like so I had to let it go.
As a power lifter, like a gym guy, I've got to say this. This is also something I never really said over the years working in gyms. Powerlifting is the most pointless shit in the world, unless you just like lifting heavy. It's pointless. There ain't never a time that you're gonna have to lift something that heavy in your life, unless there's some emergency happens, something falls on somebody, and by that point you're gonna have like emergency strength, and your adrenaline's gonna pump, and you'll be able to do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But like, when is there gonna be a time where you need to literally sit down and bench a car?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it's basically an egotistical thing. Like, don't get me wrong. For the time that I did it, for the short term, because I only did it for like 6 months or something like that, and they ended up dismissing me. Yeah, they ended up dismissing me. I had a lot of things going on, you know what I mean, during that time, and I just couldn't. I couldn't make the commitment. And although I told the coaches, like, look, this is what's going on with me, I guess they didn't understand, you know what I mean? I had a lot, you know, my mom was sick, you know what I mean, and a bunch of other things that was going on. I just couldn't stay focused on the powerlifting, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't stay focused on it, you know? So, you know what I mean, I'm being honest with that. But for the time that I did do it, it got me hella strong, but I don't know where that's going to be useful for me, you know what I mean, as far as like my lifestyle, you know, like, so you're right. Like, I don't know, like, unless I'm planning on lifting a car or something like that, you know, like when is that ever going to be?
But you are going to go get groceries next week. Sorry, go ahead.
What you
know what I'm saying? No, but that's the stuff you need to work out for, because that's what the hell you're doing. You are going to be picking up your kids. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be moving stuff around in your garage. You know what I'm saying? So you need functional workouts. That's the thing. I don't think the payoff for powerlifting is worth the consequences of it to your body.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Their core strength isn't strong. Their fast twitch muscles and like ligaments aren't as strong. All the time you'll rip something, hurt something, whatever. You'll see people that do more functional workouts. Maybe not as much as like CrossFit, but stuff that's very core engaged and very like lighter weights, higher reps, that kind of stuff, very focused type workouts. All that's going to be better for you in the long run, because it helps your body keep moving. That's why I'm at 47. I can do my BME like it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's why I can do all this athletic stupid shit that I used to do when I was a cheerleader in high school. I can still do now. You know what I'm saying? And it's whatever. But it's all because I take the time to work on my core and my like smaller muscle groups instead of just the big ones all the time.
Right.
So, and that's something that powerlifters miss out on. So.
Yeah, I agree with you. I remember what what I knew that my time was probably going to soon end is when we were training for this one. They were actually training. They were trying to prep me for eventually enter a competition. We were doing like I forgot what they call it. Let's just say it's called a marathon. So one dude, we was going deadlift for deadlift. Now, just like you, I could deadlift. I don't know if I could do it now, but I know back then I could do 600, 605 deadlift. So he went and we started off at 300, so we did 300. Both of us did that. 315, both of us did that. 350, we just kept going up. And then when we got to like, I think it was 595 or something like that. When I was deadlifting, I was getting it up, and I guess I did it wrong because you have to cling a certain way and straighten. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you're gonna pull a muscle, and the bar brushed against my knee, and I ended up going forward. My balance went forward, and I nearly dropped it on my foot. So when it did that, it just messed up my whole set. And then since then, my knee was always bothering me. My lower back was bothering me. Of course, it doesn't bother me like that no more because I dropped the weight. As far as like, being so big, I had dropped a lot of weight. But it definitely was bothering me, and I told myself, it's gonna be a wrap for me. Like I can't do that too much more. And soon after, they was like, your services will no longer be needed, sir. Goodbye.
So, man, you gotta be so smart when you're lifting like that and working out like that. And like I see it, I love people that are really big in Olympic lifting because like the technique in it is so precise. For Olympic lifting, it has to be done certain ways. You need bumper plates and stuff like that. It's fun. It's fun to lift that way. I'm not gonna lie. Like I like lifting heavy every once in a while, but it's not something to do all the time. Just you know what I mean. Just for pure health standards, like you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, I've got, just to go over some injuries that I deal with on a daily basis, right? I've got 2 bulging discs in my back and sciatica. I walked with a cane for like 8 months. This was back in 2006, 2007, somewhere in there. So I got that going for me, right? Still wrestling. I haven't got it. I got it fixed to the point I got some injections done, and I did a lot of physical therapy, and like it'll mess up every once in a while, but most times it's okay. But that I've got torn MCLs, PCLs, and a strained ACL in both my knees. Torn labrum in my shoulder. I think I got a torn labrum in my hip currently. I got a torn meniscus in my right knee currently, and like it's not like, I don't know, man. You just get used to it and you keep moving through it. And like I don't have time to go to the doctor. You know what I mean? I got a family to take care of, so I'm working. Yes, man. My wife's looking at me crazy. But she's like, "Well, you gotta go to work." But like, so I'm a bread man. That's my job. I work 7 days a week. You know what I'm saying? So like, I deliver bread to grocery stores and stuff like that, which is why I have this look right now. Like literally, my workout is pushing bread stack. That's what I do all day. You know what I'm saying? Lifting it. If I need heavier weight, I'll pick up another spread, move it somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And I've turned it into my workout, and it's honestly worked better for me than the gym. Everything's more functional. Everything flows better. It's all for things that I do every single day. You know what I'm saying? Again, like picking up the groceries, cleaning out the garage. You know what I mean? Picking up your kids, playing with the kids, stuff like that. Like it's all functional type activities, man. So if I can recommend anything in working out, I would recommend that. Like functional type activity.
I think that's why you see a lot of like people that do like carpentry and do a lot of work when it comes to like the houses and stuff like that, because that takes a lot of functional muscle movement. It takes a lot. Like one of my best friends, he works on houses. He worked on my house, and he has a lot of functional strength. Like he was carrying in these boards, and it was like a good 10 of them joints. And I was like, yo, bro, you need my help? He's like, nah, man, I got it. And then he just put him on his shoulder and just walked in, la, 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 la. I said, what the hell? I was like, yo, these joints must be light as hell. I go and try to lift them shits. I was like, oh. I was like, whoa. You got it. You right. You do got it. Go ahead. Knock yourself out. I was like, damn. So you right about that. Like somebody could be benching like 3 1/4 or more, and then they get out there and they try to do that type of work and they can't do it. So you're absolutely right about that. Yeah.
Bro, they got no core strength, man. All right, look, any of those big power lifter guys, do this exercise, okay? All the ones that wear weight belts all the time and shit like that, just have them hold their arms out in front of them, 90-degree angle. Just hold your arms out and push down on their hands. And that's all you got to do. They have no strength. They can't stop you. Their hands are going to fold straight down. You know what I'm saying? Because like these guys never work their core. They use that weight belt as like a crutch to be able to do all these exercises. But they're never engaging those muscles really the way they need to be functional. So like they have no strength in the rest of their body, because it's just like your house. If you don't have a strong foundation, the rest of it's going to be weak.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like your core, everything from your like hips up to your shoulders is the most important part of your body to be working. Right. But all guys want to focus on is our upper body and chest, arms, things like that, because we want to look good.
Question. So what about the exceptions with certain athletes in professional wrestling? Somebody like Brian Cage. Brian Cage, will he be an exception? Because I seen him do some phenomenal stuff at his size. So will he be an exception? Because I think with his build and what he does, he works on just about everything. Because I know he bodybuilds. I think he's dabbled in powerlifting. I think I remember seeing something like that at one point in time. But he's a phenomenal wrestler. Would he be an exception to
I mean, there's a 9/10 rule in everything. You know what I'm saying? There's always an exception to every rule when it comes out to it. I think, and I haven't seen Brian's workouts to comment on what he does as far as that goes. But like a lot of guys that have that look at wrestling, they work out specifically to get that look, and it's not always for strength. You know what I'm saying? Like they look really strong, and I'm not saying they're not strong. Like obviously with all that muscle, you've got some strength behind it. But like you're not as strong as you should be being that damn big, honestly. Let's put it this way. When you watch those on ESPN, ESPN2, they got these World's Strongest Man competitions, right? How many of them dudes look like Brian Cage?
You say how many of them what?
How many of them look like Brian Cage?
None of them.
I'd love to see what he could do in that competition, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I would like
to. You know what I mean?
Too. That would be dope. Yeah.
And again, I'm not talking shit. But Brian Cage is an incredible athlete. He's hit or miss for me. I like his Lucha Underground stuff. I haven't really been in on his AEW Ring of Honor stuff. It's okay, but like I feel like there's something missing with him as far as like you said, kind of an edge. I don't know, and not that he's not a heel, and not that he doesn't have that edge. It's just like certain people have a gravitational pull when they're on that screen. You know what I'm saying? Javon Evans has a gravitational pull when he's on that screen. There are people that will just gravitate to that kid no matter what he does. You know what I'm saying? Brian Cage, to me, doesn't have that. To me. Right? Does that mean he's not a great wrestler? No. Does that mean he's not an outstanding athlete and that he doesn't have a ton of fans and he's not outstanding at what he does? No, that doesn't mean any of that. What it means is I don't find what he does entertaining. You know what I'm saying? Not like that much. And he's not to the point that I'll go look for his matches. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not studying Brian Cage. But I also don't study the people everybody else studies. So like my opinions aren't valid. You know what I mean? I haven't been where he is. I'm not going to talk shit about the man because he works his ass off. He's a hell of a talent. He deserves the position that he's got in this business. Obviously, he's worked for it. And I'm not trying to doubt him. I'm just saying, like, he's just not one of my favorite wrestlers. Really.
So speaking of that, so who are your favorite wrestlers that you admire and possibly will want to, like, take a little bit of here, a little bit of there, and merge it with your own style?
Alex
Currently, you funny. You got jokes.
Yeah, we got to do the Shao Kahn laugh on that
one. If I could take anything from Alex, I would take his. He's very conniving. He's very cunning, and he's very smart. I would take that from him. He plans ahead very well. That's something I don't do well because I'll just run in and beat the shit out of people. I don't plan. I'm just gonna beat you up. That's what I do. So like, yeah, I would probably take that. He's better with his temper than I am, typically. Okay. Even though we're both pretty explosive. But anyway, yeah, I think when it comes down to current wrestlers, I guess that I would take stuff from. I watch a lot of like Kevin Owens is back. I'm really excited about that because I love how he wrestles for his size.
That's my guy. Yeah, Kevin Owens, that's my guy.
That's the first person I thought of when you asked him that question, Bars. It's the first person I thought of. When you asked him that question, the first name that came across my mind was Kevin Owens.
Yeah, that's my guy.
And these are guys I get compared to also. I get compared to Kevin. I get compared to John Moxley a lot. All the hard-nosed, like, just hard fighters. And I look like Mox sometimes in the ring. Like, we wear similar gear, and we're both, old white dudes with balding heads. Mm-hmm. So, like, we look similar in beards. We're all related. But, so yeah, I mean, I guess now I would take them as some inspiration. I watch a lot of older stuff, so like I'll steal spots from Arn and Tully a lot. A lot of Oli. My nickname's Oli. A lot of people call me that. Well, some people call me that. Used to, not so much anymore. Now it's just Mark because I'm or some shit because I'm an old guy. Let's see. Man, who do I watch now? It's funny, man, because I'm into so many different types of wrestling. Like, I'll catch inspiration from little things, but it's never from like, oh, that spot was really cool. It's always like, oh, I love how you did that. For instance, all right, so there was a Dusty finish in the one of the last matches that Javon had with Oba in NXT, and the ref got knocked out of the ring, and another ref came down. And they did a falsie there where they landed the finish, and like his foot was under the rope or something like that. I think Oba's was. So Javon had the pin, and the ref slides in from the locker room. 1, 2, 3. The other ref gets up just in time to see Oba's foot under the rope, and he's the legal ref because he's the one that started the match. He's a senior. So his call really is the one that matters, and that's what restarted the match. So I love little things like that. That's why I watch wrestling. You know what I'm saying? I love the details. And when I talk to people about wrestling, I talk to them about the details. Because I'm not a move guy. I don't give a shit about wrestling moves. As long as they're impactful and you commit to them, they work. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't always have to have them in a specific order. There's not really a build. You can start a match doing a power bomb if you want to. It looks a little weird sometimes, but like where do you go from there? But I mean, it's a story that you're telling if you're going to tell it. But if you're going to do that, make sure you understand what you have to do next in that match to make it make sense for the fucking fans. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think that's where my old school mentality of being taught to call it all in the ring, being taught to listen to fans and their reactions, being taught to react to certain situations, certain ways because of their reactions. You know what I'm saying? And those things can work for me everywhere I go. When I wrestled in Pennsylvania, they worked. When I wrestled in Ohio, they worked. When I wrestle like anywhere else I've been to, they like it's always the same principles. If you listen to the crowd and you take your time, you can make things work. With nowadays, everybody's so focused on and understanding it's a simpler match. Look at the crowd, man. This is such a hard. And I know this is off subject, and I know I just ramble off the whatever fucking subject we get onto. But if you look at the crowds and their interaction from 15, 20 years ago, even 10, 15 years ago, to the way you see now, what's the biggest difference you see in the crowd reaction to wrestling?
I mean, the biggest difference.
I don't think they're as lively today as they used to be.
Yeah, I would say that. I would even say the European crowds, the overseas crowds, are more lively than the American crowds. Like the overseas crowds look at the art form of professional wrestling. They look at the art form and they appreciate the art. So they appreciate what you guys do more than I feel the American crowds do, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. But where have we gotten to that the fans have to learn how to entertain themselves now?
Damn. I don't know. Like,
that didn't happen back in the day.
Yeah, I know.
Didn't happen. They were invested. They wanted to know everything that happened. They wanted to see that next move. They wanted to understand why you were doing what you were doing in there. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't have the cell phones that were telling them everything and all the dirt sheets and no offense to you guys, but the 5 million podcasts are out there that are telling everybody's business about the business. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it all has purpose, obviously. It's got us to where we are. But if you look at the fan reaction, like, this is why these kids are missing out now. They don't, like, I talk with this kid, Jacomy Henry, a lot. He's a great dude. He's in the Pantheon. I'm in a feud with Pantheon right now. Besides the fact that I mentor a lot of guys in the Pantheon, I'm in a feud with them right now. You know what I'm saying? But Jacomy and I were talking about the culture of riding with vets to shows. It's almost non-existent now. You know what I'm saying? And that's when you used to learn all your shit. That's when you learn the road. That's when you learn the business. Like, I had 14 hours in a car with Baby Doll and Greg the Hammer Valentine. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Driving from here up to West Virginia and back to North Carolina. We stayed overnight up in West Virginia after the shows. I got to hang out with Greg Valentine and Terry Funk and Manny Fernandez and Baby Doll and just chop it up. You know what I'm saying? And, like, I learned more in that night than I probably learned the last 3 years in this fucking business, trying to find my way.
Yeah.
So, but these kids don't do that anymore. They're local. Their YouTube following gets them places. Their social media following gets them places. They work. There's more travel now, but they're traveling with their friends. They're not traveling with vet a lot of times. Vets are traveling with their families now. You know what I'm saying? So there's like a disconnect in the business of us being able to teach people how to listen to crowds, how to talk to crowds. So unless we're there at their training session, they never get it. You know what I'm saying? And, like, it's like, you know, when every older generation dies, that things get forgotten.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, this older generation of wrestlers, and I think it's turning around a little bit now, in very small ways. But, like, guys like John Cena, who call a lot of it in the ring, they're a lost art now. Like, these guys are a dying breed. Guys like me are a dying breed. You know what I'm saying? And I'm worried that wrestling is going to get so stale because of that, because no one listens to the fans anymore. They listen for reactions because they want the chants and shit like that, obviously. But they only get those reactions off of cool moves. Like if you do a Canadian destroyer off the top rope, yeah, no shit, people are gonna pop and jump out of their seat for it. It's a crazy ass spot. You know what I'm saying? But like, what else did you do in that match? Because if that's the only reason they got up out of their seat, then your match was terrible. Sorry, guys, wasn't good. So you know what I'm saying? It's just like I appreciate the guys and gals that are willing to come to me and listen to my feedback, because I'm not always the nicest about how I say it, because y'all hear how I talk about shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just blunt. I just say how it is. And sometimes people take offense to that.
I respect it, honestly. Being in the field of work that I am, like, you know, you have to be blunt. Not I mean, you have, like, in the field, because he'll tell you I'm a mental health, like I work in the mental health field. I'm a substance abuse counselor. So yeah, so we could be blunt, but we also have to be politically correct too. But
sure.
my style of how I interact with my patients and whatnot is more blunt than anything, because I feel like they'll respect it more if I just tell them flat out, like, nah, this ain't right, man. You can't do this, you know. So when you're saying blunt, I respect it. You know, I think it's admirable if you just come out and let the people that you're interacting with, you're training, whatever, let them know, look, no, stop. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times when you sugarcoat it too much, you know, they think it's okay. And the next thing you know, they go out there, they do some crazy move or whatever the case may be, and they end up breaking 2-3, you know, bones in their body. And then you look at them and like, yo, why didn't you just say something? Well, I tried to, but you wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? So I respect it.
I'm at a show.
No, you know what?
And, what's up? Go ahead.
You know what that else boils down to? You said something earlier that struck a chord with me, that the reason why people like you and even myself, because he'll tell you, sometimes, depending on my mood, I can get pretty vulgar, right? You said earlier you were in the Marines.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the Army. I was in the Army for 12 years. So I also equate that to being in the military, because when you're in the military, they talk to you however they need to talk to you to get something across to you that it needs to get done, or somebody's going to die, right? So if they have to cuss you out to get that message across to you, that's just how it is. And you have to take that shit and keep on going and make sure you and your battle buddy don't die. So I also equate you being like that, the way you talk, is also because you were in the military just like I was. And those guys in the military don't care how they talk to you as long as the point gets across to you. Well, and then you took it just like I have. You took it into your civilian life. However, you got to say stuff to get it across to people that you mean business and it needs to get done. That's just how it comes out.
Yeah. Direct but not disrespectful. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, you could be blunt but not be a dick. And like, some people take it as you being a dick because you're criticizing something they're doing. And obviously everybody, especially the younger kids nowadays, want to feel like they're doing it all right all the time. And if they do it wrong, they're like, it's never going to happen. I'm never going to get it right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the worst thing in the world the first time they do something wrong. But like, once you can get them into the role and they practice and they keep doing it, like, there's ways to encourage people and there's ways to be blunt and be direct, but not be a dick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've learned through the military that, and I've learned through my lifetime of being a manager. I've managed businesses since I was in my 20s. You know what I'm saying? So like, you can't always talk to people certain ways to get certain reactions out of things. You got to understand which person you get best reaction from. So like, if you walk up to me and cuss me out, I'm probably not going to do a damn thing you want me to do. Probably not. Because that ain't the way to approach me. I'm gonna look at you dead in your face and be like, and what do you think you were going to accomplish by doing that, sir? Like, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna talk to me like an adult, I'm gonna talk to you like an adult. And we're all gonna get along on this. But also understand that if you fuck up a spot, I'm gonna tell you, hey man, you fucked that spot up, and this is how, and this is why. So I need you to go back and do this shit over again and get it right. You know what I'm saying? Or like, hey, I need you to stop getting distracted by shit that's happening in the ringside and pay the fuck attention to what's happening in the ring so you don't hurt the person you're in the ring with. That kind of shit.
Yep.
And it's too direct for some people nowadays. But I feel like it's necessary for me to be direct like that sometimes. And I'm not saying I don't say some off the wall shit, because I really don't have much of a filter, like you were talking about, Does. Like I don't have too much of a filter, but I try to treat everybody with the respect that I hope that they're going to treat me with. And that way, when they do something disrespectful, I don't feel bad at all about being a dick.
I agree. I definitely agree with that.
All right, so I wanted to wind down and I wanted to talk about, you know, some of the mishaps that you might have had in your career that led you back to where you're at right now as far as your successes. So, what are some of the mishaps that you appreciate that led you to where you're at today, that gave you the opportunity to fix what you might have thought been broken?
That's an interesting question. I can tell you that when I had my time away from the business, it gave me a lot of clarity in life in general. And when I had clarity in life in general, I understood what I wanted to do. And when I came back, it was easier to make that happen. When you have time away and you think that you're never going to be able to do something again. And again, at the time, I thought my neck was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hadn't been going to the doctor yet. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know it was just my shoulder. So I thought I broke my neck again because I literally couldn't feel my arm half the time. You know what I'm saying? So taking the time away, it made me understand. I've been divorced already once, man. I fucked up a family, and it was terrible. Like, just because I was, I guess, selfish and focused on myself, and like, you know, I was working all the time, and obviously, you know, you're there to take care of the family, but like, you got to work and you got to do your thing. As men, we got to go out and do our jobs. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So like, I made a lot of mistakes in that marriage so that I could get it right in my second marriage. You know what I'm saying? And that, maybe that's not so I could get it right, but like, I made the mistakes and I was happy to do them, to learn from them. Not happy that they happened, but I was happy to learn from them to do better when I had another opportunity down the road. Sorry, I had to phrase that right, because it's not like I'm happy that I got divorced and all that stuff happened. You know what I'm saying? Although it did turn out like my wife is the greatest person and the best partner I could ever imagine having. Like, she's outstanding for me. She might be a lot for a lot of other people, but she's perfect for me. And that's what matters in this situation. So like, it worked out really well. But like, I wish I wouldn't have made those mistakes. When I was younger in the business, I wish I would have stayed single. If I can give any young wrestler any bit of advice, stay single. Stay single. I don't have issues with relationships. I just want to make that clear. I'm just saying, stay single for your own personal benefit. You're trying to travel. You're trying to be on the road. You're trying to get assigned a job. You're trying to get a contract. You want to fly all these places. Why are you going? Why, like, who's taking care of your dogs at home? You know what I'm saying? Why you got wife and kids at home? You're on the road all the damn time. You're not present. You can't be a father. You can't be a husband that way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, instead of dragging these other people they're not in the wrestling business with us. They don't love it like we do. They don't care about it the way we do. They don't see it the way we do. Right. I've spent years trying to like explain it to people that aren't in the business. But then in the long run, it's like they look at us like, man, you're so blocked in that business. Like there's a whole world out here you got to see. Like we need you to come out of it sometime. You know what I'm saying? So like when I was able to take that time off from the business, I was able to reflect back because while you're in that wheel, man, you just keep rolling. You know what I'm saying? You're constantly trying to get booked. Like, nah, all right, I got a stinger. I'll be all right. I'm going to give it a couple days, see what happens. But I got this Saturday and I can't miss this show because this is an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Every opportunity I have to get in the ring is an opportunity. I could use this for somewhere. I could take this tape to get signed, or I could take this match to send to another promoter back then because we had to send videotapes to people with 8x10s and our addresses and shit on them to get booked. You know what I'm saying? So like, you learn from all these mistakes. And I made the mistake of saying too much back in the day on social media, and that ended up hurting me in opportunities. I made the mistake of probably saying too much to promoters back in the day, and you know what I mean, kind of overstepping probably where I needed to be for my time in the business at the time. And whether I was right or not doesn't matter. It's just, you know what I mean, like understanding placement where you are in the business. So I should have been a lot smarter about that. Do I regret any of it? Hell no. No, not a bit. Not a bit. Because it made me who I am today. And I feel like my morals and the reasons why I made the stances that I've made in my life towards wrestling is because they're morally driven. And I have certain things that I'm willing to work with and I'm not willing to work with, and people that I'm willing to work with and not willing to work with. You know what I'm saying? So like when I'm loud on social media, typically it's because I'm calling out some kind of predator in the business, some dude that's like a sexual predator or a thief or a jackass or a shitty promoter that doesn't pay people or something like that. But when you're one of those people that causes those waves, people tend to not use you because they think you're going to cause waves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Which is fine. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's cost me opportunities. So I talk to other wrestlers and younger kids about how they can maximize their opportunities while still staying in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Be smart about how you say things and what you say things. Everybody wants to have an opinion on something nowadays, but you don't have to. You know what I'm saying? Be smart about what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And if you do have an opinion, just make sure it's a good one. You know, because you're going to have to stand by this later. People are going to hold you accountable to it.
Yeah.
So make sure it's a good one. But yeah, man, I learned from those mistakes. I learned from the mistakes of trying to do too much when I didn't need to. And now I try and learn by teaching kids not to have to do too much when they don't need to. I learned from the mistakes of being scared of rejection. And because of my fear of rejection, I didn't go after opportunities that I should have when I had time. So I use that and I learn from that, and I try and teach younger kids, and I get them all the resources they could possibly have that I have to get them to another level in this business. And whether it's an email, whether it's a meeting or a handshake, or just I'll watch their tape and just give them feedback, whatever I can do. To be able to do that for somebody to help them get over that hump, to not be so scared of that rejection. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, I've learned from a lot of mistakes in the business that got me to where I am. And like some are good, some are bad. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody wants to be the guy that's been on the indies for 25 years and not made it up at WWE or something like that, but I have been, and I appreciate that people respect my abilities and stuff like that. But like, it's always been a crutch for me that I haven't, you know what I mean? I haven't gotten there myself. So, you know, I'm always kind of.
Who's to say you won't? Who's to say you won't be there tomorrow? Who's to say you won't be there next week? You don't know that. You know what I mean? The one thing I believe is that we sometimes we don't foresee future as far as like where we're gonna be because we see this moment right here and we think that's it. I've always been a believer that that's never it. You know what I'm saying? if God permits it for you to be in the WWE, you're gonna be in the WWE. You know what I'm saying? Whether you be behind the scenes or whether you be in the ring, you'll be in the WWE. Same thing with AEW, same thing with TNA. So I always said that because you're not the only one that said that to us. There's somebody else that said that to us too. And I forgot, and he had a long stride in the business. That don't mean that you're not going to be in the WWE or any of those others. So I always look at it like that, man, because I feel like, you know, with the jobs that you guys do, it's a gladiator sport, and I'm pretty sure, like, with your brilliant mind, that anybody would like want you to be in their company just for your thought process alone, because they need people like you. You know what I mean? Like you said yourself, you're blunt. You won't be blunt to some of these younger guys, you're going to end up getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at the bumps. It's a lot of crazy bumps they take nowadays.
All on the back of the neck, all on their head, all of them getting concussions, all of them breaking bones they don't need to. Like, you see so many injuries now. There's a ton of shoulder injuries. There's a ton of knee injuries. Knees have always been a thing for wrestlers. That's always an issue. But yeah, you see a lot more like shoulders, necks, stuff like that. Because everything you're doing, like, everybody's dropping you on the back of your neck for all of it. So, like, don't be afraid to say no. That's another mistake that I made when I was younger that I'm learned from. I'm not afraid to say no. No, man, I don't want to do that. We can do anything else, and it would work just as well. You know what I'm saying? But, like, I got to protect my neck. Because I've broken my neck, I've got to protect it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm also not a guy that likes to say no to moves a lot of times, because, like, I know how it feels when people say no to stuff that I want to do, because it's high impact moves. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are nervous about it, and I get it. But also, like, it's in the grand scheme of things, man. Like, everybody understands the business. Everybody understands that it's theater. Everybody understands that what we do in the ring is for show. You know what I'm saying? Overall. However, it all hurts. It's all aggressive, and it's all legitimate. Every time you see somebody that's really in pain, they're really fucking in pain, y'all. Like, there's no way to fake this shit. There's not. Like, people punch me in the face all the damn time. Like, I understand y'all think he misses when you see it on TV, and I understand people do miss sometimes when you see it on TV, but I promise you, I get tatered just as much. You know what I'm saying? Like, these submission holds that these dudes are doing and these girls are doing out there, that shit hurts if you do them the wrong way. And we learn to do them. You know what I'm saying? So, like, all these things, like, you can't put your body in these positions without them hurting. You can't fall from 6-7 feet up in the air without it hurting. And I don't give a fuck what that ring's made of. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if it's a trampoline, like, even that jar, when you're on a trampoline, you feel that jar. When you land and it stops your body and pushes you back up, you feel that. You know what I'm saying? Now imagine if that's on a flat surface that doesn't have that yet. It's a 35-mile-an-hour car crash every time we take a bump in that ring through our bodies, every single time. So fans, when y'all, like, non-fans, when people come up and say, oh yeah, that's fake, all that fake stuff, I'm like, man, like, I understand it's choreographed, but, like, the way people talk about it needs to change. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff hurts. There's more people getting hurt now than there used to be. These guys used to do 2-3 shows a day. They would do 370 days a year, and they were fine. But everybody thought it was like they were killing each other in there.
Yeah, I always, like I said, you know, and we talked about it a lot on the show, like, the bumps that a lot of you guys take are major. I don't even know if I could survive half. And me and Dub always joke about taking a bump or two in the ring. I don't know if I could take half of the stuff that you guys do in the ring. I don't know if I could take half of it. You know what I mean? Because even though I know I'm a bigger dude, like, I'm 6'3", but I still don't feel like I could take that bump. You know what I mean? You could be 11 feet tall, if you falling, that shit gonna hurt. And you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, man, I get scared for Darby Allin. I get really scared for Darby Allin. Darby Allin takes a lot. Like, what's the crazy part is, he can really wrestle great, like really, really great. Like, I've seen his matches where he don't do none of that. He just wrestles, and I'm like, yo, this guy can really go. So I be trying to figure out what's the infatuation of, you know what I'm saying, taking those like, you know, Jeff Hardy like bumps, because Jeff Hardy takes a lot of bumps too. Not so much now. He slowed it down a little bit, but he used to take some major ones too. So
Yeah, it's adrenaline. That's it. And look how hyped the crowd gets whenever they do stuff like that. There's nobody else. All right, so I was at a company called Power Pro Wrestling, right? Just for an example, right? To give you a story about it. I'm at a company named Power Pro Wrestling. We had a show that it was the first show that we did that had cage matches on it for that company. Okay. Now I'm younger at the time, and like I said, I was a cheerleader in high school, so I learned how to do a lot of tumbling routines and stuff like that. Just my senior year, like I played football, and then after football season, they like recruited some of the football players to be bases for some of the girls, right? And then like with that, we started training with some of like NC State cheerleaders to learn how to do tumbling routines. So like I can do moonsaults in the ring, I can do flips and stuff like that, like the cruiserweight guys, especially when I was first starting. Like I was learning how to do like shooting star presses and shit like that, which is dumb because I was never gonna do anything like that. But like, yeah, where the hell was I going with that? I lost it. Sorry. Where was I? Damn, bro. I'm telling you, bro. It's killer. Where was I going with that? Hold on. I don't remember. Oh, the bumps. Yeah, man. Like you get used to them after a while. You know what I'm saying? So like, once you get in there and you start doing these moves, the excitement of them. Once you get in there, you start doing these moves. You start seeing like the fans go nuts every time they see Jeff go for that ladder, right? Because nobody else is willing to do that kind of spot. So at Power Pro, we had this cage match. This was the point of the fucking story. Sorry, my bad. I had to get back to it. So we had this cage spot, and there was nobody else going to do any crazy shit off the cage there. But I knew I could do it, and I'd be fine. So I called in my match a moonsault off the top of the cage. So this 15-foot, and it's an indie wrestling cage in 2008, guys. They didn't look pretty. Homeboy made this out of like a dog kennel, and like it was tied together with wires, and like it was not safe at all. But I'm young and stupid, and I did it any damn way. Because why not, right? Because once you're up there, you got to make a choice to go or not go. And if you don't go, you look really bad. You know what I'm saying? So like you got to commit to it. So I worked it out to where if the cage was unstable, I would have my the guy I was wrestling come up and cut me off and pull me off the top of the cage back into the ring, so we do it safely. But if it was stable, then I was going to go for the moonsault, and he would just roll out of the way because I didn't know exactly where I was going to land in the ring because I haven't done a moonsault from that height before. Because it's not like we get cages out and just try that shit during practice or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's usually like a one and done type thing. You're either going to get it right the first time or you're going to fuck it up. But like, man, you see crowds reacting to shit like that, and you see the adrenaline. It's just like scoring a touchdown in football. You want to do it every damn time you get the ball.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Every single play. You got to. I need that adrenaline. It's like heroin in your veins, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's why wrestlers never quit this shit. It's like every time you go out on the weekend, it's like you get your fix. You know what I'm saying? I'm 47 years old. I'm still doing this like an idiot. It ain't for the money. You know what I'm saying? It's to go out and get my fix. I need that form of masochism that weekend. I need to torture my body to feel good about myself. But in turn, I'm getting to entertain all these really awesome people and getting them to be able to giving them a reason to forget all the bullshit that's going on in this world and how stupid our government is towards people in this country and how dumb these wars are that we're in for no reason, and how all of our money and our taxes are being wasted on bullshit instead of stuff that we can actually use. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want people to be able to forget about all that drama and all that drama and just have fun for a couple hours. You know what I'm saying? It's the greatest job in the world, but it hurts like hell. That's it.
Real quick, talk to us a little bit about LeBron Cozone and the impact he's personally had on you. Because a lot of the wrestlers that we have talked to, LeBron Cozone has played a huge part in their careers.
Yeah. All right. So I met Cozy originally when he first got in the business. I've been doing this longer than him. So I met him when he started at CWF, and we did not hit it off at all. He didn't feel like he fit in there. He fit in. He felt like they weren't teaching him, and a lot of guys feel this way too. Like you'll find that you'll get into classes and they have their like teachers' pets, and they have the guys that are just kind of make it, like just trying to get a crumb. And he was one of those guys that was trying to get a crumb, and they weren't really treating him the right way. So he left and started his own training school, Firestar Pro Wrestling. Okay. And at the time, like, from what I knew about Cozy, he wasn't really trained, to be honest. Like, I don't understand why you're opening a school. Like, you don't know what you're doing yet. Why are you teaching other kids how to do this shit, right? And he got a lot of flack over that from a lot of people. And he just kept going because Cozone is very determined. And when he felt like he was going to be successful in what he was doing, so he wanted to keep going with it. And obviously he is. There's a guy, Griff Garrison. You guys know him from AEW?
Yeah.
All right. Griff was probably Cozy's third trainee. He had third or fourth. He had like TDT, and he had like James Ryan. Maybe this is before. No, yeah, James was just getting there. Maybe this is before TDT. But yeah, Marcus Cross, and he had Griff Garrison, right? I wrestled Griff in his third match that he ever wrestled. And it was in Fayetteville. And we put it together. It was a little choppy, but like he did a great job. He listened really well. And like his fundamentals were outstanding. And I literally walked to the back after that, and I walked up to Cozy, and I was like, bro, if that's how you're training people, I have full confidence in what you're doing. I think you're going to do an amazing job, and I hope you do really well with it. You know what I'm saying? So I went from a full detractor to this dude's got it. He's doing something right. All the way back then. All right. So as I'm leaving the business, that was probably a couple months before I got out. That was back in 2017. And that was the most of my interactions with Cozone. Besides the fact that he was kind of an outcast on the area, and a lot of guys treated him like shit. They really did. There were guys that would shoot on him all the time just because they thought he was uppity or whatever. You know how it is, man. Like, motherfuckers think you're trying something good for yourself. They want to take you down. So like that's how it was. It's in the South, and it's you know what I'm saying. So like there's a bunch of dudes trying to put him in his place. Stupid, but that's what it was at the time. But yeah, so like I told him there, and we talked about it, and like I was just really behind what he was doing because Griff really had it. Like I knew he was going to be somebody good. And look at him now, like he's killing it. AEW, doing great. Let's see. When I left out of the business, Cozone bought my boots. I think he still wears them, as a matter of fact.
Wow.
So, yeah, we got that connection. When I came back to the business, he was the first guy I went to talk to. I went and I asked him if it was cool if I could work out there. I'd be happy to share my knowledge, obviously, you know what I mean? But I need to get back in ring shape. because my friend Moses Manson died that I was talking to y'all about earlier, and I started getting calls to come back and do like memorial shows for him. And that's what pulled me back into the business was being called for these memorial shows. And then, you know, I lost all that weight by that point. I done had the shoulder surgery. I was back healthy again. And like, I started feeling that itch again. And I was like, man, I could really do something with this. I lost 120 pounds. I was like, my head was right. I was in a great place with my family. Like I had it all figured out when I could come back. And Cozy helped me. You know, he was the guy that allowed me to come into the gym and work out, and he would work with me some one-on-one stuff, and just get me back up to speed, get my mind back right. Let me work in Firestar with this kid out there. He was booking me for shows when I was just trying to get back into it again. I wasn't really taking a lot of bookings. You know what I mean? He introduced me to Alex through Cozone. You know what I mean? Through Firestar. That's how we got that movie role. It was done. It was shot at Firestar. That's how it happened. So like, yeah, man, Cozy's been a big part of what I've done. Like, he's not been my trainer or anything like that specifically. Has he taught me some stuff? Absolutely. He's an incredible wrestler. Probably one of the most talented guys I've ever seen do this thing. He's very smart. He's literally the best trainer I've watched do this. The way he works with his talent and works with his young kids is second to none. He breaks it down to the most minuscule thing that you need. He's very detail oriented, and he makes sure they understand how to wrestle. Character wise, like Firestar, a lot of kids need to learn character work outside of Firestar sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Just because they don't have as much focus on that. Although it's turning around now a little bit more. But like, if you want to learn how to wrestle and learn what it takes to be a wrestler, a nationally recognized one, I would absolutely recognize Firestar as the place to go for that. But yeah, that's with my relationship with him. We don't talk a ton, but like he's been around a lot.
I don't know if you can see this. Can you tell what that is?
No.
So I was looking up.
It's just blurry.
I was looking up Alex Evans because I was gonna. I sent him a little message saying that he's got some explaining to do. So you know he knows I like to try to stir the pot whenever I can.
Okay.
You know, so as I'm looking at his Instagram page, one of the pictures I see is a picture of you. This is what this is. A picture of you. Your arms are out. And right in front of you, I don't know if you can tell what that is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, where he's like got his middle finger up here. Yeah.
Yeah, that. And then the very next picture.
Yeah, I still can't see that, brother. Oh yeah. The nut shot. Yeah, the nut shot thing. Yeah, he's real proud of himself, man. And I'm glad he is. Yeah, I'm glad he's proud of himself. So that's the most interaction I've had with him since all this. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. He's just had these little petty bullshit pictures that he puts up. And I'm like, bro, whatever. I'm not even like, I'm focused on my career, and let him do his thing. Because like, ask him. Go ahead and send a message to Alex. Ask him the last time he wrestled.
So this is what I did. I told him, like I said, you have some explaining to do, sir. When can we get you back on the show so you can explain? So here's what I'm going to do. Whenever he sends a response and we can set up a date for him to come back on the show, I really want to stir the pot and try to get you to pop up on the show with him.
Well, it's not a surprise now because we're on the live.
Hold on. hold on. Mark already said that Alex probably won't see this because he's in the bed.
Okay. All right.
I mean, bro, it's like almost midnight. He runs a restaurant. Like, he owns a restaurant. He's got to be up in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with me. I got to be up in the morning. So, like, we're going to have to wind down here soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, and we're both fathers. You know what I'm saying? We're both adults. Like, that's the thing. Our relationship worked really well because we're both that type of people. You know what I mean? We're both parents. We're both responsible adults. We both get up early. We both work our asses off. We both come home to take care of our families, and that was it. So, like, we had a really good working relationship because of that. And again, I don't know if eventually, like, he got tired of people saying he was in my shadow or some shit. Like, because I haven't talked to him. If you can get that information out of him, please let me know. Because the most he's said or done or anything online has been those stupid ass pictures. And that's it. I mean, he looks like a child at this point, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? So, like, grow the fuck up. Come talk to me. Answer your phone. Answer a text message. I'll see you tomorrow. Come talk to me tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be adults about this. If we're not going to work together, I don't care, bro. If you don't want to work with me, then that's fine. I've said this before. It is what it is, bro. I've been doing this for a long time. I did it way before I met Alex Evans. You're not my first tag partner. You ain't going to be my last, probably. Maybe. Fuck it. I don't know. But, like, in the grand scheme of things, bro, at some point, you got to grow some balls and come see me face to face and not do all this running up from behind me bullshit or coming up while I'm fighting two motherfuckers bullshit. None of that. Like, we don't do that where I'm from. I don't do that in Jersey. Homeboy, like, you ain't do that in Jersey. You don't do that in Oklahoma. I don't know what they did in Chicago where he was at, or out in New York where he was at. But, like, where I was at in New York, we ain't do no bullshit like that. We went up, saw somebody face to face. We had a problem, we handled it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, come handle it, Alex. Come see me. I'm real easy to find. You got my number. Come talk to me. Real easy. But, yeah, I'll do that. I got no problem with it.
Well, I will keep you in the loop. Whenever he does respond, I'll keep you in the loop. And then that way, if we can get this scheduled, Bars, I know you like to send out the live to everybody. Send it out to everybody but Alex. Once I can get this scheduled to get him to come back on the show, I'll have him send you the link to join up too. And then maybe we can get this squash and get the team back together. Maybe we can figure out what happened for him to want to touch another man's genitals.
Yo.
Man, you say it like that, it's a whole different deal. I think I think, man, I'm telling you, we've been working together for like 3 years now, and we've been really successful. We've had 5 different tag team championships out of 5 different companies. He's had a couple singles titles. I've had my singles titles. We've been doing our thing. I don't know if it's hey man, I want to do more singles work. Like, him and I talked about this last year. I was like, yo, I want to do more singles work because I don't have a lot of time left in this. You know what I'm saying? Like, my time in front of me is way less than my time behind me. So, like, I got some stuff I'm trying to do on my own. That's why I came back. I was trying to do stuff on my own a little bit, and we got hooked up this tag team, which is great and everything else. But, like, we started taking more singles bookings. I don't know if he's upset that I was getting more bookings or, like, I was getting more exposure or what. But, motherfucker, what you expect? I've been doing this for 25 years in this area. You know what I'm saying? Like, people know who I am. I'm sorry if I'm getting booked or getting better matches than you. Well, you're upset because on our singles matches, I'm in the main event and you're like second or third on the show. Sorry, fan. Earn it. I had a shirt for a long time said, earn that shit. Hey, Alex, earn that shit. So, anyway, he going to have to answer for all of it soon enough, man. I'm saying, even if this happens, and I appreciate it, I'm fine. If we want to talk about stuff, then we can talk about it. But he's going to have to, he's got, at the very least, an apology for this bullshit. But even at that, just stop being a dumbass and come back and let's make money. Because we've been making money. Like, the team's money. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand why you want to leave money on the table unless you think you can do better. But if you think you can do better, go do better. Show me.
Oh, you heard it here, people. So as we're getting ready to close it out, because I know you got to work in the morning, and my bro got to work in the morning, and I'm on call. I work in the natural gas industry, so I could get a call at 1 o'clock in the morning, have to get up and go investigate. So as we're getting ready to close it out, tell the people what you got coming up and where they can watch it or how they can watch it, and give them your all your socials so they can keep up with you.
Yeah, man. Real easy. You can find me online at Real Mark James. Everything. That's my social everywhere. At Real Mark James. RealMarkJames. You can also find us on First Bake, which is something I do with my buddy Daniel Becker, who we review cannabis and we talk about cannabis and its health, its medical effects, and how it helps people throughout their lives, things like that. Also, and just to plug the network, Bad Pants Media, Bad Pants, that they do all my creative work. They made this design, all my designs, and everything else. Daniel does. He does outstanding work. I want to give a shout out to Freddie Sound and Lights. Also, that's my dude. Who's the guy that literally goes around and makes every company in this state look amazing on their shows. He's the guy that brings all the lights and the projection and like the entrance ways and all that stuff is Freddie. So I just want to shout him out real quick. We're going to see all of us tomorrow at Mall Mania in Greensboro. Tomorrow, I think the show starts at like 2 or 3, somewhere in there. But check out mallmania.net for more info. They're selling tickets. Tickets are cheap. Bring your family out. It's going to be a great show. It's not in the mall specifically. There's a building next to the mall in the same parking lot. But it's right there at the mall in Greensboro, Four Seasons Mall. So you're not like in Four Seasons Mall enough to get shot, right? For y'all that are from Greensboro, y'all know. Okay. But like we're outside the mall, so it's safe there. Y'all be okay. We're good. Come bring the family. It'll be a great event. Sorry, my bad. And then on the 28th, I'll be at in Wake Forest, North Carolina, at a Fight for Glory. I don't know who my opponent there is yet. I've got some ideas. Alex, Alex, sign the contract, bro. Sign it. If you ain't gonna sign it, then Elliot Shock, bring your ass to front and you sign that motherfucker. Because I'm tired of your ass too. So we can all handle it. I'll call all y'all bitches out. So I got an open contract with Fight for Glory. I don't know what's going on there, but I know I'm supposed to be wrestling somebody. I'll figure it out, I guess. And then the 29th is I'm not wrestling there, but it's Wrestle Revival, which is Firestar Pro Wrestling's Wrestle Revival. They do it every year. It's their biggest show of the year. It's going to be humongous. I promise you. Y'all do not want to miss this event. If you're in Greensboro, find a way to get to Wrestle Revival. You won't be disappointed. And again, I ain't even working with Firestar right now, and I'll put them over because that show is always incredible every year. So that's Friday and Saturday from the 28th and 29th of this month. Other than that, I'm working with a company called IPW, Insurgents Pro Wrestling. September 12th, I'll be there wrestling a guy named Chance Allen, Mr. 5050 from the Discarded. And that's a great fit. It's up in Eden, North Carolina, if anybody's out that way. And you guys got nothing to do, come check us out. Insurgents Pro Wrestling out there for Kyle Bruins and his crew. They run a really good show. It's just a small. They had a show online recently. They had Richard Holiday and Jack Tatum there is one of the matches. So higher echelon than the normal, but it's, you know what I mean? They're a younger fed. They're starting out, and they got a lot of green guys. They're trying to get better. But it's a fun place to work at. Good people. See, well, yeah, that's all I've got here. I've got UPW in November, but that's like really far off. So I don't go for that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's it. That's how you find me.
Well, I would personally like to get you rescheduled because there's more that we can go over, like your outside adventures. Um, we can dive more into your wrestling. We can talk about how all your matches have gone since we've talked to you because you got the matches tomorrow.
Mhm.
Hopefully, Alex Evans stopped being a little bitch and sign the contract and you can get your revenge. Um,
On the dotted line, bro.
um,
It's
I
a full
mean,
example of look. All this is when keeping it real goes wrong. You know what I'm saying? All these kids trying to keep it real. They think they can do shit with this old dude. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you're old, you bald, you about to retire or whatever. I'm gonna put you out in the pack. Please do it. One of y'all motherfuckers do it. One of y'all, I'm begging one of you to put me out the pasture. Retire me. I hope you can. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't found a motherfucker that can do it yet. And I said this on a podcast 2 years ago. I still ain't found a motherfucker that can do it yet. And Alex, you ain't gonna be the one. Elliot, you ain't gonna be it either. I can tell you that.
you heard it here. And we appreciate you setting some time aside to come on and speak to us. Like I said, I would like to get you rescheduled to continue the conversation. But until then, good luck with your matches coming up. Good luck with your outside adventures you have going on. If there's anything we can do to help you in the meantime, feel free to reach out. We have the Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle Instagram. We're both on TikTok. We both have Facebook. However you need to reach out to one of us. If we can help, we have no problem helping.
For sure.
So,
For sure.
I'll hold you to that, man. I'm gonna reach out to you guys for some stuff. Promise you. I'm gonna get y'all involved in some things.
Sure.
So
We're
let's
down.
have some fun.
Let's do it.
We're down. For
All
sure.
right.
For sure.
All right. I did this. I'm telling you. Ask Daniel. This is how we met. Daniel Decker, Live Laugh Marry. They brought me on the show. I did an interview with him, and I started talking to him and Christian Rainey. And out of all that became Newborn Wrestling out of there. Christian messaged me after the show asking how to get in the commentary because he was interested in commentary. I started talking to them about that. And then they started asking me more questions about the business. And it's turned into a 5-year great creative relationship. Daniel does the graphics for a ton of different companies in the area, including Fight for Glory, including Insurgents Pro, including some new places that are going to be coming up soon. And like Christian ran a great company with Newborn for a while. He was a booker. You know, he's out doing this thing now. So like, you never know, man. What are y'all's goals? Yeah, I may be able to help you out with that too. So we'll help each other.
Well, like
Absolutely.
I told you before, I do graphic design. I don't really need the AI, but I just do. I use mostly the AI just for our stuff, but I have my own LLC company called S Got Bars, and I do ghostwriting. So I've written a theme song for one podcast already, Future Shock podcast.
Yep.
I've written that theme song.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so like, even though you see the AI version of me rapping, though I've written that for the AI, so I really can rap. You know, I did shows in the past for some big name artists back in my youthful days and stuff, but I really can do that. And then my boy has his podcast called No Cap, and he does a lot of sports commentary. He does the boxing and MMA stuff. He reviews those. So we do. We're a well-oiled machine. We do a lot. You know what I'm saying? So if you know anybody, that would like, you know what I mean, some adjusting on their themes, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they might need a heel manager. I come up in and do my Paul Heyman. You know what I mean? Ladies and gentlemen,
Right.
you know,
Right.
I don't know. So, but you know, yeah, we do a lot. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but we do a
Man,
lot.
I appreciate y'all having me on though, definitely. And it's been great talking to y'all for this time. I'm sorry I talked y'all's ears off so much.
No. We enjoyed it. We enjoyed it. Go ahead.
Yeah, man.
End it off, bro. Go ahead, finish it off.
Well, with that being said, everybody, we appreciate everybody that tuned in. Mark James, you are now part of the family.
Don't forget that question. Don't forget that question.
Oh, bro, we haven't done an interview in some time, right? So typically I end off our interviews with, if you could see anybody on the Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle podcast, who would it be? But you gotta listen to this one. You have to help us get that person on the show.
Oh, okay. Do I have to answer now? I gotta see like a list of people you've had. Let's see. Have you had Leah Knight on here yet?
You know what's funny is that Rayhan, Zay Vega, and Jordan Holt have all said her name, have all reached out to her to get her on the show, and I've reached out to her with no response.
Okay. Well, she's in Japan right now, so it'd be kind of hard.
Right.
But yeah, I'll talk to her when she gets back about it. See what's up.
Okay.
I'll see.
Works.
He'd be a great one. Oh man, Jack Tatum would be a great guy to have on here. He's done some really cool stuff. There's a guy, Jared Martin is a guy that he tags with that does some really good stuff. He's young, but he's going to be really good in the future. If you haven't had any of those guys on here, but yeah, I'm down to help you get anybody you need, man. It's all these local kids need exposure, and they need to get out. There's Tyler Bruins is the owner of Insurgents Pro, and just talk to. He's ran that promotion for about 2 years. He'd be a cool guy to talk to about like running shows and stuff like that, like what all he's been through and everything else. He probably doesn't have the I guess resume to talk about as far as like big talent that he's worked and things like that. But as far as running shows and getting in there and doing the stuff, he's doing a great job up there. So let's see, Kevin Pierce. You ever talk to Pierce? Do you know who Kevin Pierce?
Send them all our way. Send them all our way.
Kevin Pierce. Pierce does. He's a referee. He reffed for MLW recently. But he reffed for New Japan, he reffed for DPW, and he does like production and things like that for them too. So yeah, man, I'll send you some people. I got you.
Cool. We appreciate.
Yeah, Kevin Pierce. That would be good one to have a referee's mind into all the questions that we ask, just to see it from a different direction. That'd be real good one.
Yeah, we down for that.
Pierce is probably one of the smartest people in the business that I know. This guy, he's like a machine. He is AI for wrestling. Legitimate. You ask him something, he knows it. Like he's probably he's taken more time to think about it and understand the whys and what goes on in the business and like what works and what doesn't. And yeah, he's a big asset to everything. His attention to detail has been extremely helpful for me. Because we talk about matches, we talk about like reactions to things, stuff like that. So it's always good. Even for a guy like me who I don't get feedback from nobody for shit, y'all. It sucks. Being the old guy around, like nobody talks to you about what you do. Because they don't think you're going to do anything from it. You know what I'm saying? They focus on all the kids. And that's great. But like I'm still trying to do this shit. So Kevin's a great guy that gives me a lot of feedback. So I'll definitely get y'all in touch. That'll happen soon.
Cool.
We look forward to it.
But thank you guys. It's been really fun, man. And I had a blast talking to y'all. I can't wait till next time. And yeah, it's been a quick 3 hours. So thank you.
No doubt. We appreciate we appreciate you. We appreciate you for taking time out your busy schedule to chop it up with us. And we know it will not be the last time. We definitely enjoyed ourselves. So, with that being said, this is Mark James. He'll be back next time. We'll be back next time. Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle Podcast. Scott. Roars Wrestling Media, and the dynamic salute, Southern King, Darkwing Dub. See y'all in the next one.
And that wraps up another explosive edition of the podcast. Join us next week as the road to the championship continues.
Yo, Robert Mason here, and the fire in this arena is unreal.
And I'm Molly Finwick. We are the Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle commentary team, bringing nonstop action.
This is the Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle Podcast, your home for real pro wrestling talk.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, we the champs. Thanks for listening. We gone.